Fuck off.
Oh!
Get out of it.
Creatures!
Shitbag.
Creatures!
Knew that sounder would come in for leave us on. The Doris, no. Oh.
Dee-dee-dee.
Come on, headphones.
Nom 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 coffee.
We're back.
Yay! You had a creature on your desk.
Yeah.
You're not tempted to keep him?
Yeah. I don't know why that's come up. That's. go. Think. There we go. Yes, folks. Keep it clean, Cole, because we've been having grown-up words. Welcome to Workbench Live on a Wednesday with me, Festa 67's workshop, and the guru for our good old friends, eModels.co.uk up in the corner there, in association now, or tied up with the folks in the top left, ultimate modelling products. So congratulations to both of those for tying up together. It's all done to help you, the modeler. So pop along and have a looky-loo and give them both a visit and share the love. And don't forget the most important thing this week, folks.
Bacon. No, not bacon.
You are in with a chance of winning a Baneblade.
Words.
Yeah. So, folks, you've got to be in it to win it. You can win one of these wonderful things and end up building along with us. We haven't decided yet what we're going to ask. Yeah, we haven't decided what we're going to ask. It might be just leave some comment in there and what else. But, yeah, we haven't decided yet because we're both really, really unorganised.
We'll do something specific to guarantee they've watched all the way to the end of the show.
Yeah. So,
at least scrolled up to the end of the show.
Yeah, so we'll decide at some point what it's going to be. What else are we doing? Let's have a little looky-loo at the chat. I'm scrolling up, Fox. Take note.
I'm sorry, I need a very stiff drink right now.
Yeah, I so wondered what you was going to say then.
Drink.
Retro Rabbit.
Not a Chuckle Brothers special, no.
Yeah, retro Rabbit even. Dumb words.
Did I break you?
It was funny. I was about to do pimpage for the usual stuff, and then I realised this is eModels. Retro Rabbit says Baneblade Dularity. There you go.
Dude. Yes.
I put in the obvious. You can win a Baneblade and build along with us, whilst looking at a big thumbnail that said win a Baneblade. Got your quote ready because Candygram for Mongo is in saying, hello, Festa Foxx, Retro Rabbit. Wow, a giveaway of a Baneblade. Get in.
Science is much more than a body of knowledge. It is a way of thinking. This is central to its success. Science invites us to let the facts in, even when they don't conform to our preconceptions. I was ready.
Yeah, I know. Why was you ready, dear?
Because I'm awesome.
No, you're not.
No
tell
reason.
The truth.
No, I'm awesome. I knew all that.
I knew you wouldn't tell the truth.
I've committed every word that Sagan ever said to memory, absolutely.
I may have said to him, get your quote ready because Jeff's in the chat. Took the wind firmly out of his sails.
Microsoft can neither confirm nor deny rumours.
Marcy's in saying hello, Cole. Hello, Marcy. How you doing, darling, with the huggage? And I'm issuing hugs back. The lovely Wendy Ixon is in with an H. You jugs, everyone, she says, with double H's. Hello, Wendy.
Ooh.
She's dishing out the hugs. Marcy says we can hear you. Yeah, I had to go and get me meds, Marcy, and as I came in, because I'm having a bad bout of drag foot, I tripped over my foot, smacked me stream deck, and activated the live button, and rather than have to kill it and start a new stream, there you go.
Okay, we're live now then.
So apologies if anything untoward was said. I don't think it was, but Paul. Marcy also says my coffee is better than yours, Foxy. There you go.
I don't know. I'm on Dawag Bits Gold.
Hold up a minute. Coffee. You had a dig at me for having a Earl Grey tea the other week, and you're on Del Egbert.
Yeah, that's coffee.
Oh, right.
That's coffee. That's coffee, not tea. I don't need tea.
Didn't think I'd heard of their tea bags, but there you go.
But Earl Grey's Ponzi stuff.
Yeah, but it's nice to have one. It's only because I'm bored and I could sit there. And when Ellen said, would you like a tea? I went, Earl Grey, hot. She just looked at me and went, you are a word that I'm not going to say. Paul D. Tomazzo's in. He says, hello, everyone. Hope all's well. Fine and dandy, mate. Love to you and Dawn. Hope you're doing all right, mate.
Yep.
Bob's in. Island Boy saying, evening. Oh, hello, geezer.
Good evening.
Dominic says, studio problems. No, mate, it's me falling into my wonderful stream deck and hitting the big green go button, mate, because I'm a pilch.
Of all the buttons you could have pressed, it was the big go one that he landed on.
I'll show you exactly what one it was. It was that one. Yeah. So, yeah. Because I am prepared. He says, yeah, buttons, loads of buttons. Everyone saying hello to Dolcosaurus because Dolcosaurus is in saying hello. Hello, mate. How you doing? And McLeish says, I want to win a Baneblade. You've got to be in it to win it, Andy. Stick with us till the very, very end, mate. And we might just throw in something along the lines of, type this word into the chat. Bang.
Yeah.
Because that's how much thought us two really give things, isn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dolcosaurus says, I've got to get back to work. He says, I'll have you on in the background. No worries, mate. Not a problem. Dominic says, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. McLeish says, and a lovable big bruiser, Festa 67's workshop, and Captain Princess himself, model making guru.
Je suis le princesse.
Paul De Tommaso says, you know your situation sucks when you're denied a program that is supposed to help you lower your carbon footprint and save money on bills. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, cost of living's getting us all, mate. We're all in the same boat. I've got a big button that says off, and normally that's the one I press when I need to save money. Muse is saying, I guess having free isn't a bad thing, laughing out. Yeah, tell me about it. Bobbin says, I wish to win a Baneblade. Please tell me how to win a Baneblade. Baneblade even.
Baneblade.
Please and thank you. There you go.
I'm glad it's not just me that calls it a Baneblade when I try and say Baneblade.
Mate, I'm a bit stumbling with me words today, folks, so I do apologise in advance. I'm a little bit off kilter. Muse says, I'll be at work before the end as usual. It's all right, Marcy. I'll text you what you need to chat then, love. She says, I already have two, so yeah. Oh, you've got a pair of Blade boots.
Blades.
Instead of blocker boots, she's got blade boots.
Blade boots.
I want Baneblade boots now. You know,
Get your blade boots today.
Could I get one of my feet in there? Ooh.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah. Colin did a gravity. Oh, heck. Yeah, you know me, mate. I'm useless. Everyone's saying hello to Wendy.
The amazing thing is when you did your stumbling and your pressing of the buttons, I didn't hear a thing.
No.
He did it completely. I didn't even hear a swear or anything. It was not like whoa or any kind of goofy noises. Woo.
No, I normally have a go at myself when I'm navigating. I'm just taking my foot for a drag is normally my favourite one. Jeff Light is it says evening Cole Fox and everyone in chat. Hello Jeff, hello mate. Love to you and Maggie. Muse is laughing out loud. Quick question for the chat: audio and video. Are we audioing and videoing okay? Out of interest. If you can let me know, that would be massively appreciated.
Yes. I'm working now.
Oh, you go careful, mate, because, you know.
Yes. Some people were fettling before we even went live, but, you know. It can't be helped.
See that bus coming down the road? Would you like to throw me back under it? You I wasn't aware you'd actually come out from under it. Nearly. So let's try and get my camera angle back. I've been moving my camera about a lot, folks. So I do apologise for giving you the wobbles. There you go. Have a bit of that. So, pardon me. Audio and video is good. Brilliant. Lovely. Good. I'm happy now. I'm happy with H.
I have to apologise that for both of us, you're going to see a lot of this just on screen because it's really hard to do anything on a Baneblade when it's this big without just filling the camera with like the back of our hands.
They are developing into quite a thing. I mean, that's where I'm at the moment. Done me flaps and all of that lot. So we're not far off of each other really because you're pretty much turret on. No, you're not.
I've got to finish my turret and then I've got to build my sponsons.
Yeah, I've got my sponsons there. I may have started sanding them off air, so yeah. Bobbins, if Earl Grey is good enough for the great Captain John Luke Pickard, it's good enough for the rest of us. Get in there.
Yeah,
Everyone's saying audio and video's fine. AJ's in, says evening all. Hi everyone. Everyone is well, I trust. We certainly are, mate. Hopefully you're all right, AJ, because, yeah. And it's probably something. It's probably something you've heard a million times, AJ. But I'm going to say it. You are AJ. Do you have a Google Pixel by any chance? Yeah, it's the most annoying advert that is on the telly in the UK at the moment. It's the lady out of Spice Girls doing the "Hi, my name's AJ and I've got a Google Pixel." So yeah.
Oh, I don't watch TV.
Yeah, mate, you've got no choice. Even on Disney Plus, the advert keeps coming.
A big cannon. I'll think carefully now.
I'm not saying nothing.
that bit there. That bit there.
I would say the bulbous bit, but
the bulb at the end. It was all shiny, so I'm just sanding it down a little bit so it's not quick, because it got shiny with the turn, you see. So
we ain't safe, are we, us two?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we was full Statler and Waldorf even before we went live, because that's just how we roll, isn't it, mate? I had a message during the week, and it was quite funny. It come through on my messenger, and the individual was like, "I love watching your streams because you two are like the Chuckle Brothers." It's like, yeah. AJ says, "No Google thingy here, mate. Good man. Good man."
Yeah. Right, I'm going to have to go off camera for a second because I never got rid of the mould lines on these two front bits where the wheels go on.
Do what you want, mate. You'll be fine. Out of interest,
just let people know why I'm off camera, because I can't really do it on camera.
Out of interest, folks, how's Fox's audio sounding? Because he's been making loads of settings adjustments to try and get his thing sorted. And if you can let us know that his audio is coming through with clarity, because he is obsessing over it at the moment.
No, it's just it never sounds quite as good when I'm not like doing,
It don't sound as good as mine, but I think that's because I'm very close to my microphone, mate.
Yes.
Literally, my microphone's there.
The thing with me is I've got like all my settings for when I'm doing a voiceover, so I'm close up and it sounds fine. But when I'm doing a live stream, I get all the boomy, bassy echo off my Workbench, and I've had to fiddle for ages to try and get rid of that.
Yeah.
And I've got all limiters and compressors on it now, which I hadn't had before. So I'm just making sure it sounds all right, basically.
Because, we want a happy Fox at the end of the day. We don't want a miserable Fox, because he does your head in when he's miserable, bless him.
I don't want to sound like a rank amateur,
Yeah. I don't think that would ever happen. Bless you.
I don't want to sound like somebody on their 1998 webcam.
But you know what that would mean then? If you didn't sound like a rank amateur, would that mean then that you're being profesh?
Yeah.
See what I did?
I don't know if we can ever actually achieve that, but...
No, but for a minute then, I actually believed my own nonsense, mate.
Well, then again, I think we could.
Yeah, don't tell everyone, though, because they'll all think that we've gone soft. There you go.
It's like relativity. We'd only be professional, obviously, in relation to other people and their content. So it depends who we're in. If you put us in context, we might be.
He's fitting, he's loud and clear, as says Marcy. Andy McLeish says Fox's audio sounds high-pitched and issy, but I think he's just whinging. Paul D. Tomato says Fox is good, as does everyone. They're all saying your audio's fine. Jackie is in, saying good evening, gents. Good evening, Jackie. Well done, Bobbins, because I had forgot. Don't forget, folks, belly, bench and beverage. And straight in, the Bobbins says belly tonight was pasta shells in a mascarpone sauce with a fancy garlic bread. Get in there.
Ooh, I like mascarpone. It's cheese, isn't it? Mascarpone.
I don't know, mate. I thought it was a kid's toy. Oh, no, that's My Little Pony, isn't it?
My Little Pony, so skinny and bony.
I didn't know the tune, mate, but yeah, now I know what you do in your spare time.
No, it's my ex used to sing that because she used to like go, "Oh look, My Little Pony Glue Factory," and sing that.
Oh, right, yeah. Other glue factories are available. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's not supposed to go on there, I have stupidly glued on the searchlight with the lens on it because,
Well, it's supposed to go on there.
No, not on this one. Not on this variant. It ain't.
Yeah, put it where you want.
Yeah, I have. I've just stuck it on there. I drilled a hole and everything.
Obviously you have.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
Well, I just thought, why not?
It's also not supposed to have a chunk of raggy in it, according to you, but you've put that in there, so there you go.
Yeah,
Yours,
yeah,
mate.
yeah. eModels are getting their very own. Their very own.
Fragment.
Rather large fragment of raggy. Look at that lot. Oh, yeah.
See, like in 2,000 years, it'll be like the 2,000 years in the future version of the Turin Shroud.
And I can
Fragments of
imagine,
raggy.
I can imagine James at the counter going, what is that decaying smell? Yeah, because buried in their Baneblade forever is raggy.
To quote Han Solo talking to Chewbacca, oh, what a fascinating new smell you found.
Yes. Jacqueline says, Belly was Scampi and chips from the chippy. Chip shop Scampi.
Scampi.
Yes, then. McLeish
When I was
says,
little,
go on.
I was going to say, I didn't actually know what a Scampi were. I thought it was something wonderful and magic. I didn't realise it was just a little shrimp.
Yeah. McLeish, Belly, hot dogs with pepperoni and cheese with chunky homemade chips, all made in the air fryer. Get in there.
Ooh.
Get in there, mate. I'll cut in with his golden blue cooking and all of that.
Air fryer. He'll be doing sous vide next.
Oh yeah, he will, mate. I bet he cooked all of that whilst wearing a white coat and a floppy chef's hat.
So you know, when I was a kid and in the 1970s, we had sous vide. It was called boil in the bag.
Yeah.
So there ain't that nothing no poncy about sous vide. It's been around for a long time. Hey, we haven't boiled in the bag cod in butter. No, you're having sous vide cod in butter sauce. Okay.
Yeah, you'll have what you're given and you'll enjoy it. Yeah, all right. So that goes in there.
I always forget these bits on the front.
Like that. So we don't want to glue that on yet because I want to paint all of that. So that'll sit there like that. Okily dokily. Shall I put some of my bulk beds on? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, go for it.
McLeish says complete
I'm just
with sensations. Does like a sensation, does Mr. McLeish.
He does. He likes his sensations.
Yeah, but I'm not going to mock him because, you know, he will come back and beat me. I know he will.
I'm not going to mock the fact that he pulls each crisp out with his little fingers stuck out like that, one at a time, individually.
Yeah, he does, folks. He does. Honestly,
He does.
Trust your Uncle Festa and Foxx. Would we tell you lot porky pies?
Will we even make up? We haven't even got the ability to make up things like that.
No, we wouldn't make up stories about McLeish because we're his friends.
Yeah.
Right, see, so we can have a bit of that and sling him over there because I know I'll knock them flying. Let's get my magic picky-uppy.
As the sea pen said to the shrimp, with fronds like these, who needs anemones? It's an ocean. It's a deep ocean. Never mind.
It's all right.
It's an oceanographer joke. Never mind. You guys are Philistines.
Never met the bloke.
With fronds. You see where it comes.
Yeah, you don't need to explain, mate. I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Anemones, you see. Nurse.
There you go. See, one bolted. See, I'm done it all myself. Bosh, get in.
You're grown up now and everything.
I am. I feel so profesh.
Yeah.
Don't tell everyone, folks, because they'll all want me to do it again.
Yeah,
and I am desperately trying not to twitch and drop this lot because I know what will happen.
Expecting professional every time now. You've done it now. If you're going to be professional, do it quietly, otherwise everybody will want it.
They'll all want to go.
Yeah. Right. I have sanded away the mould lines on the traction parts of the front wheels, the big gap there. It's a little bit rough looking, but once that's got primer on and paint, it'll be fine. I'm covered in dirt. I need to cover up the little bit there, and I'll do that with some plastic card.
It does. Let's wick up the excess.
But I always forget that bit. Never fail to forget it.
There you go. Happy days.
So yes, folks, if you want to win one of these, do keep watching the video to the end.
Yes.
If you've never built one, it's worth an enter. Even if you're not into Warhammer and you just even if you like real world tanks and stuff, it's just a big tank. Just forget the fact it's Warhammer. It's just a dirty, great big tank, and it's 80 odd quid with a plastic kit. So who's going to say no to that?
A massive big tank, folks. See what I did
MBT.
there?
Massive big tank. So you'd be kind of crazy to say no, even if you're not into Warhammer. It's just a dirty, great big model kit of a tank. And what's the problem with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Why would you not want an MBT? Massive big tank.
Happy days.
So a good chat. Ooh, baklava. That sounds good. Ooh, I like baklava.
You can do this, Carl.
Oh, for hell's teeth, Fox. I think that's when I was doing the bit with the finger sticking out. Don't worry, old son, says McLeish to you. It's Fox I'd be after. And Muse says it's over 100 here. 100 what?
Degrees.
Is that Celsius? I'm going to say Fahrenheit and not Celsius, because if it was Celsius, it'd be a bit worrying, that.
Yeah. My mate, he lives in Andorra in Spain. And he was saying it's proper cooking out there at the moment.
Andorra the Explorer.
Yeah.
You see what I did there? You see what I did there?
Absolutely. There you go. Marcy says the Baneblade is over $100 US. That's what she means by 100. Right. Yeah.
Ah, right. Got you.
Yeah. That's about right with the current exchange rate then.
Yep.
Because what's it, about 89 quid over it?
This version we're building is about 80 quid. The new version with the extra is about 90 quid, I think.
Yeah, 89 quid.
I think eModels is a bit less with their usual reductions, I think. I can't remember what they've put on their website now. It's a big chunk of change that you get for free.
eModels.co.uk. Your one-stop shop.
For all your model making needs.
There you go. See?
All of them, every single one.
Paul says even more in CAD. He says Muse. Yeah, I think the exchange rate for the Canadian dollar, though, it all equates to basically the same price globally, mate. Just different exchange rates.
Yes, you're an exchange rate.
I like being an exchange rate. What's your excuse?
Exchange. I'm just going to make some little bits of plastic card that can...
Get in there, bolts. Get your bolts here, folks. Not one, not two, but three for £1.
Get in, my son.
Get in, my son.
Was that a good attempt?
That
Get in,
was.
my son.
I was actually looking around for the burly Cockney geezer then.
Oh, my sonny, daddy, you need a knife.
Your Mockney is becoming very good, mate. Practice has made perfect.
Cool. I better start thinking about getting measured up for my Pearly Queen outfit and Pearly King outfit, hadn't I suppose?
Yeah, your next challenge is start mispronouncing things.
I can't tell you how much pain just that single word puts into my body.
I know. That's why I do it.
Yeah, I know. That's why you do it. You're a ne'er-do-well.
Yeah, that's the very bloke. Edward Spannerhands.
You're a traitor and a member of the Rebel Alliance. Take her away. Take her away and book her. Sergeant, take her away. Sergeant, book her.
Yeah, cigarette. Yes, I know. simple things, isn't it? Simple things.
Oh, yeah.
Dear, what? It's a hospital. What is it? It's a large building full of patients. Great. Damn, I need to get out a lot more.
Police Squad was so good. The actual films that came afterwards weren't actually any good at all. The TV series. The one where they're having this big gunfight and like as the camera pulls back, they're both on either side of just a park bench.
Yeah.
And when they run out of bullets, just throw the guns at each other.
Yeah.
All in front of a shop. All in front of a shop called Military Millinery, which is just stuck with me.
Yeah. Absolute genius of a program for its time.
Oh yeah. Thingy with his banana.
Yeah.
Right, it's riveting time. I've put a couple of little plates on the front there, just to cover up the gap in the panels.
Good. You got a gap.
Well,
I got
rid of the gap there. I've got the seam, so I mind the gap. But I can't be bothered getting rid of that one, so I just thought I'll just put some plastic card there, get rivets. Sometimes rivets and plastic card is the way forward for the discerning modeler.
You're bad.
Shambon.
You're made of rivets.
Your rivets are made of rivet. That doesn't work, does it?
No.
No. Shut up.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's move me keyboard, because I can see that if I knock that drawer, I could end up pressing the off-air button on the keyboard.
Move your keyboard, will you? Press it. Of course he will.
I can get right close to my bench now.
Ooh.
I've made that mistake of wedging the tip of my foot in the drawer. So what's the betting if I go to stand up, I can't get my foot out the drawer? Yeah.
Or you forget, and you give yourself a 90-degree twist.
That's all right. It's pretty useless anyway, isn't it? It's like,
all counts as exercise.
Absolutely. There was a dull thud as Festa hit the floor, to the sound of rapturous laughter coming from the chat.
Oh, yes.
Did you fall? No, I was trying to bake a bar of chocolate in my back pocket.
I've picked up some hex nuts rather than rivets, but I can go with that. That's fine.
Oh, nice one. Get your X nuts here. I've got nuts.
And
just sounded wrong. I've got X nuts.
Steady up now.
Yeah.
By pure coincidence, the panel next to it actually has hex nuts on it, so I didn't actually realise that, but we can go with that.
See, once that's had a prime, that'll blend in.
Oh, I've dropped my nut.
Got a row of nuts. Have you some of them? Get in there. Because,
Nuts are on the desk.
You are watching the two most laziest modelers in the world. Rather than sit and scratch and de-seam, just put a bit of styrene over it and some bolt heads. It's
if
garnish.
you're not making a shiny car, an airplane or something, then you've got that option.
Yeah, it's all garnish at the end of the day.
When you're making a 700-year-old tank, you're allowed to,
Yeah.
It's not so much that I'm lazy, but I mean, that is the actual point. Where I am lazy, but it's just a creative way to get rid of something that's just boring to fix otherwise.
It's artistic license, isn't it, dear?
Yeah. It's like, yes, I could fill it with filler, but that's really boring. It's easier and more fun to just make rivets and plastic cup.
Yeah. Get your filler here, folks. Depending on which release of the Baneblade and where you purchase it from, is £80 to £105 exactly, because there is the new variant now.
Yes. Same kit, just with the extra sprue.
Yeah. Let's put a bit of glue in there. We can't be certain of which variant is the giveaway one, because I don't know which ones eModels have currently got in stock, whether they've got any of the new ones or not.
I don't know. I mean, the listing on the website is still this original skin.
Yeah, so it could well be identical to what we're doing without the extra sprue, folks.
Yep.
But it's still free at the end of the day. It's a giveaway, so, it's a free
Baneblade. The
Baneblade.
extra sprue, or it won't.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that rivet that I found.
Free worked really well for me, mate. The police says slap a clank on it. Absolutely, mate.
Do a what? A what on it?
Slap a clank.
A clank?
Clank.
What's a clank?
I don't know. I'm just reading out the chat.
Is he just making strange phrases?
Yeah. Old filler and a bunch of thriller. Stefan Last is in, says, good evening all. He says his belly is a chicken shezukin. Beverage is lemon-filled fizzy water. Bench ripping some CDs to his computer to listen to when you're not on. Happy days. Ooh. Jeff Light, belly a bit earlier was crispy taters with meat and onion pasties, baked beans followed with a chunk of fruit cake. Muse says the new one, I've got one of the older box and the extra sprue and one of the new versions. Yes. I was glad I did the Insane Blade when I did, because I'd have been cream crackered now, because I bought 3 extra sprues so that I could get all the sponsons. So they're stopping selling the individual sprue now, isn't they? So I wouldn't have been able to do an Insane Blade. Yeah,
it's a bit unfortunate for anyone who's got multiples of the old kit.
Yeah. So I have actually been asked to do one of them as a sort of commission. So, So getting the extra parts now is going to be a rush. So,
I mean, they'll still be on, various second-hand type website selling places, but...
Yeah, but probably the prices will get gouged to buggery, won't they? Because that's what people do.
Yeah, well, you put the price up on the commission. Yeah, it'll cost you a lot more now because of this extra bit. There you go. Lovely. Right, so that's that bit done. Somehow, every time I build a Baneblade, I knock the camera, but every time I build a Baneblade, I never fail to get one of these like tow hooks at the front, slightly off, not straight. There's one there. It's just slightly at a funky angle.
Don't worry, it's battle damage.
No, it always amuses me that I always get one slightly not straight.
Yeah, it's a 1,000-year-old tank at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's weird. Right, so I've done that. I need to... Oh, got my big tube to clean.
Yeah, a 1,000-year-old tank ain't going to have, brand new mud guards on it, is it? It's,
No.
going to have a bit of damage.
At some point. But right now I need to get my boom tube cleaned up. Boom tube. Nice big glue seam there that I can clean up. Lovely.
There you go. Got there eventually, Carl. Yeah, he said you want to do a rush job and make it better. You put a clank on it. Yeah. There you go. We got there in the end. Games Workshop have stopped selling the spring single sprue even, says Jeff Light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't need to anymore because it's with the kit.
That's the thing, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do.
And Henderski says, hi to all you guys, just up in between some live streams tonight. See a lot of familiar places. Hello, Han, how you doing, mate?
Hello.
Welcome.
I was just about to say exactly that.
Nice to have you in here.
Yes.
So thank you for stopping by. Massively appreciated. Always nice to see new faces. Always nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to see you. Yeah, see what I did.
It's not been on since, 1981? New faces, get it? See what I did
See what I did there? Yeah. I see what you did. You're a star, superstar. Yeah. Get in. Everyone saying hello to Han. Very nice, welcoming.
Mm-hmm. They're a good bunch, aren't they, out there?
Oh, yeah, we
it's
are.
Not true what people say about them.
So blessed with the folks in the chat. We've got some lovely folks in here.
It's not true. And McLeish as well.
Oh, poor McLeish.
He loves it. He likes being singled out, good or bad.
Oh, yeah, he loves it, really. Through the tears.
Yeah, he fights through it.
He fights through it.
Bless
Oh, it's the battle cannon, he says. I thought it was a massive rotary cannon. Ah.
All the brrr, he says.
Not some of that, but all that.
All of it.
Muse says it's time for work later all. Take care, Marcy. Thank you for dropping by.
Yeah. Take care, dude. See you again soon.
Check your messenger at break time and I'll chuck you a message with what we've asked people to put in. Unless you don't want to win it because you've got a couple.
But why would you not want to make another Baneblade?
Exactly.
I've actually got another. I've got one that I finished building about a month ago. I've got another one. I'm not even opened the box yet.
Yeah. Obviously got this one and the Insane Blade. That's enough for me. It's like, yeah. That's why I stopped doing London buses.
You had 3 done.
Yeah. I've done 4 buses and 3 cat-cats. It was like, yeah.
But they didn't all turn up at once, though.
No.
You see what I did there?
I did.
Yeah.
I did see what you did there. I'm proud of you, soldier.
Good lad. This barrel's being a bit more challenging to remove the seam than normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Normally it's not. It's quite cooperative, but this one's being a bit.
Yeah, mine seemed a bit of a long-winded process. Athol is in. He says, good evening, Colin Fox and the others in Chatland. Beth and I are home from our evening walkies. Happy days. Nice to see you in, mate.
No, you've just
Angus
said
Allett is in. Baneblade, thumbs up from Australia. Smiley face and a wave.
G'day, bro.
McLeish says the Baneblade is over 9,000.
It is over 9,000. This is indeed true. I know that meme. It is indeed true.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Nice bit of Baneblade fun.
Can take a bit of work to get rid of the seam, but it's not hard. It just takes a bit of effort and a bit of work.
There you go.
That's where your seam line removal tool comes in really handy.
Oh, yeah. Don't break it, though, because...
oh, God, no.
I managed to achieve that. I
don't quite know.
Yeah, I've told you many a times how I did it. You know how I did it.
No, I know how you did it, but I still don't know how you did it, even though you told me how you did it. It's a solid steel thing.
Yeah, it kind of snapped. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was something deep down in the molecular alignment of said product.
Ooh. Molecular alignment and all that now, you say, do you?
Yeah, no. Can I have the old Festa back, please?
Yeah. You're doing all physics and chemistry on material science.
He says, Anne says, I might have to have a go at those Japanese food trucks. They are brilliant, isn't they? I love the look of them.
Which that? Oh, is that the one I've got? The octopus ball truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one of those in my stash.
Yeah.
With the grumpy-looking French gentleman in the front.
Yeah.
Or French-looking gentleman, I should say, not French gentleman. He looks like he's French and grumpy. He might not be French and he might not be grumpy, but he looks it.
Atoll says, 30 watching, only 19 thumbs up. So come on, folks. Probably the usual lurkers, mate.
All right.
Probably the usual lurkers in the background.
Mm-hmm. I guess there's also people that watch on mobile that maybe they don't know how to do that. I don't even know how you do a thumbs up on mobile. Can you do a thumbs up on mobile?
Yeah.
I have to hunt around to maximise it on screen when I'm on the iPad.
Yeah, but this is you.
Yeah, true.
But yeah.
This is indeed true.
Happy days.
I can see most of this stream will be me cleaning up this turret now, this cannon.
Yeah, it's a challenge, eh?
No, it's not. It's just taking a while. Sometimes they do.
There you go.
It's being a bit tricksy.
Been a bit special, is it?
Yeah, it's been a bit argumentative, perhaps.
Oh, it's been defiant, is it?
Yeah, no, I don't want to get up. But unlike Mama Wolf, I can't just promise it sausage rolls and pork pies to get it out of bed. So.
Well, I'm hoping after today's stream, this will be ready for the priming of the spray booth kind.
I think yours will be. Mine won't be, but I think yours will be.
Mm. Oh, that's better. I needed that. Nice bit of fruit. Satsuma.
What fruit was your fruit? Oh, Satsuma. Ooh,
Satsuma. Yeah. Just needed that. Just a little bit of boost.
Yeah. I often wish that oranges were as easy to eat as like tangerines and satsumas, because oranges are really nice, but they're such a faff.
The peel and orange for me is quite a challenge, mate.
Yeah. It's like a satsuma, you can just go chunks.
Yeah.
The orange, you're like, I've just got stuff everywhere and I'm covered in juice and I'm sticky and not for the right reasons.
Yeah, Lex will pre-peel me oranges and put some in a tub in the fridge for us, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't. Me and peeling oranges, honestly, if you want a good laugh, yeah, I'll sit and there's bits of stuff go everywhere, mate. It's not great. And the hair does turn a little blue as well.
Oh yeah, a little bit blue for the dads.
Yeah.
There's only a small number of reasons that I want to be sticky, and eating fruit is not one of them.
Yeah.
Also, doing photo etch is another one I don't want to be sticky for.
Happy days. Everyone's saying good evening. Athol. Yeah, those great Shima Subaru ones. Got 10 different ones now in the stash. Oh, nice, mate. Yeah, they've got an appeal to them, haven't they?
I keep looking at mine because I've got the one that's the octopus ball seller.
Yeah.
Which is, I can't remember what it's actually in Japanese, but somebody gifted me that, and that was, I look at it every now and then, I was like, I need to make that.
Yeah.
It's not relevant to any of my interests, but I want to make it.
Yeah, it's quirky.
It's so unusual. I'd have to make it slightly weathered and stuff. I was trying to see if I was trying to think how I could make it kind of post-apocalyptic, but
yeah, damn it! There goes my idea.
I just love the driver. He looks like the Studio Ghibli image of a French gentleman.
Yeah, I know the one.
Or like somebody out of Tintin, or like somebody out of Professor Layton type.
Yeah,
it's just he looks grumpy and French, and it's perfect. I'm like, it just looks so French.
Yeah.
Why is there a French guy driving an octopus ball truck?
Yeah, it's
also
got a touch of the Onion Seller about it, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, what are octopus balls?
No.
I'm trusting you on that one, Cole. I'm trusting you with it.
Mate, you would not believe the focus applied to the post-it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know me so well.
I like to give you these little tests of your.
I know you do. You do throw an open-ended one in there now and then, don't you? I see what you're doing.
You keep my hand out. You keep my hand to yourself, thank you.
Again, I am looking up at said post-it note. Yeah, I've done some classics on the Monday streams on eModels.
Oh, yeah. You've said certain words on the Monday streams that I never thought I would ever hear on an eModels show.
I do apologise, bless them.
I don't think you should. Now, somehow, when I glued this together, I managed to make sure there's no visible gap or seam on the inside of the barrel.
Mind the gap.
Mind the gap. Would you stop the fans, please?
Ah, Crystal May's greatest game show ever.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that is one side of those all bolted on. God, that was a challenge. Yeah.
Get your bolt-ons here, 3 for £1.
Yeah, cup of tea. I've got the shakes bag tonight. Let's take one of them as well.
Have you got big stuff you can focus on?
That's why I've got the shakes, because I'm doing detail stuff. It's all right. I need to do it, mate.
Yeah, you need to keep your hand in if you... I know what you mean.
Yeah, I need to do it. Otherwise, I won't ever do that sort of stuff again. It's just taking me a lot longer, as you know.
Yeah.
I have taken a beta blocker just to try to dissipate it. Dissipate it. Look at you big words.
Hello.
I did one in the hangout. PJ, bless him, in the hangout. Then he fell off his chair. I managed to get musculature into the hangout.
Ooh,
I know.
That's a good word.
I was dead proud of myself. Marcus is in saying hello. Hello, Marcus.
Hey, Marcus.
How are you, buddy?
Greetings, buddy.
Hello, mate. How you doing, Marcus? Always nice to see Marcus.
To all our German viewers, hello.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's one for you. You're going to love this.
Go on.
H, my lovely, delectable, and I think she's like Benjamin Button, because the older she gets, the younger she looks. God,
this means he's in trouble for something. Yeah,
I might be in the doghouse. She
never would have guessed.
She is learning German.
Ooh, das ist richtig.
Because she wants to. She's played with Italian, learning that, and now she wants to learn a bit of German.
Ooh, awesome. I really want to learn German, but I haven't got the time or patience to learn
I would love to be fluent in German, because I find it such an interesting language.
I just think it sounds fantastic. It just sounds like it's just,
It sounds so blunt, doesn't it?
It sounds like it takes a lot more effort to say anything than any other language, but
so,
I just like the fact that if you speak it, it kind of makes you sound kind of smart.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So, yeah, she's got one of these big language pack things in the lounge that she sits there with her headphones on doing a bit in German. It sounds so sweet, this high-pitched Scottish accent talking German. It's great. Oh, fair play.
Has she taught you anything? By osmosis, have you learned any words?
No, I've got no idea. It's, you know. She did suggest that I try the Italian one. She said, because the thought of you trying to talk Italian in your accent, she said, is quite funny.
I can imagine you'll be fluent in listening to German, but speaking German will be a whole different thing.
Yeah. Dude, I destroy English, let alone another language, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ross is in saying hello. Oh, it's like a double act. Ross and Marcus are in together. Yeah. Hello, gentlemen.
It's like, Colin, I want to learn another language. Me. Well, you've not finished learning the first one yet.
Yeah.
You just get the hang of one first.
Yeah. To kick a man when he's down.
Yep, always. It's the best way to do it, otherwise you don't get kicked back.
Absolutely. Yeah. He knows me so well.
When he's running towards me. Hey, yeah.
He knows me so well.
I do. I'm not going to kick a man when he's running towards me with a spade, am I? That's stupidness.
Yeah. Yeah, he hit him with a blunt instrument. How he managed to lift that piano is beyond me. Yeah. See what I did? Do you want me to stop?
I see
you
what
do,
you did
don't
there.
you?
Yep. That's no blunt instrument. That's my wife.
Hans says German might be a lot easier to the Dutch. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because I suppose there are similarities, aren't there?
Yeah, anybody who naturally speaks one of those Latin-based languages, or anyone who knows Latin, actually will probably have an easy time learning German because it's obviously much more Latin-based than English.
Yeah.
With the, I think the thing for English people is the order things in a lot of languages are done.
Yeah.
Like we would say, I took my mother to the zoo, whereas German might say, to the zoo my mother I took. Or
this is where we go wrong
to the zoo.
When we try to learn another language, because we are so instilled in us the way, like you say, group our words and sentences together that we try to do that in the foreign language, and that's when it goes wrong for us.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the languages aren't structured like that. Look at me sounding like I know what I'm on about.
I know.
I ain't got a clue on this.
Well,
I'm just trying to sound good.
You sound good. That's all that matters. I think people that have studied Latin will have a better time of it.
Yeah. Yeah, but we used to do Latin at school, and I'll tell you now, I can't remember a word of what we done.
I never did Latin. But you would at least learn, you know, theoretically, you'd learn that structure, that way of doing things. Do. I think I've just about licked this. I think. I'll know when the primer goes on. There's a dirty, great big mould line, seam line. I'm like, oh, you flange. Bit more sanding and smoothing.
Marcus says, on a personal level, German is a lot easier than Dutch.
Well, I would have thought so, because Dutch involves, like, a lot, and I can't do very easily. As we know from our friends who are Dutch, or speak the Dutch. I love the idea in German, though, that, you know, if you want to, their absolute sort of love and maniacal obsession with big, long compound words.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if they want to describe something, and it just happens to be a brown dog with a black spot, and, you know, it lives in a house near the whatever, they won't use it. They'll just put all the words that describe it into one word.
I've often had this said to me by people from mainland Europe, that the English don't speak many foreign languages, but for us to learn every language in Europe, you know, there's, what, a dozen or so languages? That's why we just don't worry about it, because most countries you go to, there's always someone that speaks fluent English. Plus,
at the end of the day, when we were kids at school, you basically got maybe French and a little bit of German. That was it. It wasn't... In our day, there wasn't a big emphasis on learning foreign languages. There is now.
You did French for 1 year, then you did a bit of German, and then you had the option when you did your options to not do foreign languages. And yeah, our school, you did French if you're in the dumb, stupid class like I was.
if you're in the smart class, because they streamed at the fourth year, the third year.
They streamed it to abilities, didn't they?
Yeah, so it was basically like you had upper and lower set. The upper set did like Greek and German and Latin. The lower set did French and I don't know, Jesus or something.
Religious education, wasn't it?
Yeah. We had the least interested RE teacher.
Yeah, it's what you used to do. If you dropped a language, you had to take up the religious education side of things, didn't you?
Yes.
So you had options, but you was damned with both of them almost. So yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, you know what? It's 45 minutes of just chilling out. So that's...
Pardon me.
Right.
Apologies for the hammer, but I've got to make some more bolts, folks. Hopefully it won't be too
loud. If you need
loud.
a hammer. Like a little tiny stonemason.
Oh, mate, it's one of those. You could sit and do it for hours and you don't really see a big bowl of bits, do you? It's soul destroying, but...
We've said before, that for me, I'll show the folks there, that little pile of bolts there that I was making for Colin, that was 2 hours work.
Yeah.
And there's about 25 or 30. You think you go for about an hour and you think you've done 1 million rivets or bolts and you're like, oh, I've only got, that's really soul destroying.
Yeah, do you realise how few you've actually done?
Because Colin and I've got the round bolt set and he's got the rivet set and he's got the hex rivets, which our friend Wendy sold us the sets. And
yes.
We said to each other, right, well, you make me a load of hex rivets and send them to me, and I'll make you a load of round rivets and send them. We've got, because he does lots of orc stuff, which he's got more use for the hex nuts than I have. So we've been like, yeah, we'll make each other some rivets and stuff. And we both started, and it's like we both got about 30 rivets done.
Yeah, we are useless.
Because we just start and go, And we now know, because Wendy Hickson, bless her, way back in the day, she made both of us a few pots of rivets.
Yeah.
And when we were running low, we said, would you do us some more, but this time we're going to pay you?
Yeah.
And she went, why don't I just sell you the rivet making sets? And now we know why.
Now we know why, bless her.
Yeah, because she's like...
honestly, Wendy, I can't thank you enough, because it really is a get out of jail free card for us to do this. And yeah.
Oh, yeah. The fact we cover up a lot of goofs and gaps and mistakes with rivets and stuff. And it just means as well that when I'm sanding something, I don't have to worry if I sand a few rivets away, especially on a Baneblade. I can be like, you know what? If I've got to sand a mould line and there's rivets on either side, I'm like, fine, I'll just sand them away and then I'll redo it.
So we can do that.
We can do it. Can you do it? Yes, we can. Yes, they can.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I think I've managed to just about get rid of the mould line on that, or the seam line. I've held it up to light and it looks kind of cool.
Proud of you, soldier.
It's when I put the primer on it. That's when the truth will come out. I haven't fully decided how I'm going to paint this yet.
No, I'm going to prime it and have it on the turntable of roundness.
Ooh.
I could just let it talk to me. That's my little process that I do when I do a build.
Yeah. I don't mean the colour scheme, I mean the actual physical. Yeah. I don't know whether I'll airbrush the primer. I'll probably rattle... I don't know, actually. I might...
Yeah, I'm rattle canning the primer.
Well, yeah, I might rattle can black and then I can brush on the base coats, or if I wanted to do some simple pre-shading, I could use an airbrush, but then I'd have to do that off camera. I don't really want to do too much airbrush on this because that's like half the paint job done. So I don't know yet. It might be something I do by airbrush, just for the base coat. And then when I paint, if I'm doing some stripes, I can do the base coat with all the shading and then paint the stripes on in brush and try and dry brush the shading into that layer, which should work.
Idea, mate. Up to you. It's your paint job.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not feeling it out yet.
No, I'm going to rattle can the primer.
Yeah.
And then I shall airbrush some pre-shading. Not a lot, but just enough.
Yeah.
And then that'll be it. The rest of it will get done with brush then.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's when you've got a choice between airbrush primers and rattle can primers, sometimes you just rattle can it. There's nothing wrong with rattle can. As long as they're good primers, there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Absolutely.
Alternative method.
Different ways to achieve the same result.
Mm-hmm.
But something like a Baneblade, they are, a chunky thing, and to sit and just brush paint the primer on it, I'd just rather rattle can it. Nice uniform finish, good base, done.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't brush the primer, but even just airbrushing the primer, I'd be like, yeah, I could rattle can it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Using a nice rattle can primer like the Citadel ones are quite good, or
Yeah, you got
some people like the Army Painter ones.
Yeah, I've got both. I've got Army Painter and Citadel primers. Depends on what I'm after. Because the Avalanche Sunset is no longer done, so I use the Army Painter equivalent of that. But don't know. I haven't decided yet.
I mean, the Citadel primers aren't technically actually primers. They're more just like lacquer paints. But
pretty much, yeah.
As long as you're not doing any complicated masking or anything and not asking too much, if you're doing brush painting over the top, they're absolutely fine.
Well, this is it. I want to try not to do any masking if I can. I'll just brush paint and freehand it and go with that. And probably regret it instantly, but...
Hey, we live to do regrets. I mean, I wouldn't use, say, Citadel primers on, say, an airplane or a car. If I was doing lots of masking, I would use proper primers for that. Because you want to make sure the primer stands up. But for, for miniatures and stuff, it's
absolutely.
Yep. Okay, this is not looking as neat and tidy as I'd hoped.
Let's do some
have to do some improvising.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome, young folks.
Overcome. Well, I've got a little bit of a gap between the two halves of the compensator at the end, the muzzle brake.
Yeah.
Little tiny gap, and it's like it's not being sealed by the glue.
Right.
But it's on the top of the barrel, and there's no reason I can't put like a little strip and make a little, what would in a normal weapon be an iron sight.
Absolutely.
But this is the coaxial gun, so it wouldn't need one. But hey, it's Warhammer. Nobody cares if it needs one or
not. Yeah, I've got Alfred's primers, Athol. He says Alfred's primer black is good for models, as is dark sea grey. It certainly is, mate.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, quite a lot of Alfred's rattle cans, because I decant a lot of their automotive paint so that I can airbrush them.
You do have to be careful with those, because they are a bit thicker than modelling primers, so don't go too heavy with them. No. If you've got a model with a lot of very fine, delicate detail, you've got to go really carefully with them, otherwise you just clog everything up. As
I was about to say, that's why I rescribe me doors and things like that, and I'll put a flow improver in there just to give it a little bit of a helping hand. So
they all got primers though.
But, they're automotive paints. I can thin them right down when I decant them. So.
Oh, yeah. And they're going to be pretty good for masking because they're designed not to come off a car.
Absolutely.
They're what we like to call a bit burly. Right. So I think I can hide that. Now I'm going to have to step away just for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll carry on doing that in a minute then.
I shall return presently. Well, only a couple of minutes.
Yeah, no worries. There you go. Right, what have we got going on? Hans says, I've heard my girlfriend complaining about subtitles in movies on telly. I hadn't really noticed at that moment. Yeah. Yeah, I had a call from one of my mates. He was watching one of my videos and he inadvertently had the closed captions on. He said, YouTube, trying to guess what you're saying. He said, it's quite funny. And yeah, so if you want to giggle one night, just watch one of our streams with me and Fox on and listen or see how YouTube tries to interpret what we're saying. Yeah, ain't got a clue, mate. Marcus says, my son was born here in the Netherlands. Mother is English and him a Swede. Kids do pick up languages quickly when exposed to it. After Stefan last YouTube remark. Yes. Yeah, kids do pick up languages much easier. My two lads did, when they were at school, they did French, German, and Spanish, I think. And, they can hold their own in a conversation on each of them languages. Would I say they're fluent? Probably not. But they could hold their own. They can get by. More so than I could because, So, which is nice, I think, because, Europe, it's at the end of the day, it's a beautiful place, and dare I say it, it should be a lot more inclusive than it is, but, Bob says, I used to use the Steinel Res primer in the airbrush, but fed up with stripping the airbrush after each time, so moved back to Tamiya rattle cans. Yeah, the Steinel Res can be a little bit thing, I mean, I tend to go with a 0.6 needle if I use it, and I put in 10 mil of flow improver in every bottle, just to give it a little bit more of a chance. But
I'm back.
he's back, folks. He's back. I think all right.
Yeah, just checking up on her. Get her a brew.
I know, mate. But you know me. I like to know she's okay.
Keep her in fluids.
Yeah, bless her.
Right, so I need to...
Dream Builders in. Daniel says, evening, lads, and all in chat. Good evening, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
How are you, mate? Lovely to see
Hello,
you.
buddy.
Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Right, a couple more, and then I think I will have enough now to do that last run.
Yeah. It's not actually that loud when you're doing that, by the way. It's fine. It reminds me, actually, there's a lovely video on the YouTubes of this old guy, this old Welsh guy.
Yeah.
And he's a stonemason.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he's carving this inscription on a big, massive piece of stone. You know, he's a stonemason. And it's one of the best rated ASMR videos because he's got a really soft voice.
Yeah.
And he's doing little tiny sounds constantly.
Yeah. This is why I watch the farrier videos, the guys going around shoeing horses. I find it fascinating. You know, making the horseshoes and all of that lot. But just, I find it fascinating. You know, it's the dying art, isn't it?
It's like me watching Japanese craftsmen do little tiny quiet things.
Craftsman. See what I did?
Craftsman. Like watching somebody hand make a fountain pen out of bamboo and string, and these people are insane.
Yeah, cobblers, making handmade leather shoes, all of that. Oh, mate, I'm proper away, mate. I am. I love it all. Because it's old school skills that sadly aren't going to be handed over, are they?
Well, I was amazed to see how much work. I watched a video as a guy, and all he was making was a simple bamboo whisk for a Japanese tea ceremony set. Because you have a little Japanese, you put them, you just. And
that's
he was
another
making
thing
this
to
whisk.
watch.
Japanese tea ceremony. Proper,
yeah. Oh, mate, it's proper, isn't it?
But like the proper 45-minute long one. Oh.
Yeah. So we got some more bolt heads now, folks.
And the thing that I particularly love about Japanese crafts videos, it seems to be universal, but if you're Japanese and you're filming some kind of crafty type thing, you have to have this very quiet sound of no noise at all, except this very quiet sound of air conditioning in the background. There's always that very slight sort of bit of white noise from the air. It's lovely. I love it. It makes it so good. I don't know why. It makes it work.
Dominic is asking Marcus, where are you from in the Netherlands? Yeah.
Now I've got the Smurf song in my head. Where are you all coming from? Oh dear. I don't know why I've got that in there.
Yeah, I am worried about you now.
Some kind of 1980s cultural pollution. Oh, I don't know where that just went. I was cutting a little strip of plastic card off and it just pinged into infinity.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
It went beep and flew off into the universe to start its own life. Oh well.
Happy days. As sad as this may seem, this is so therapeutic. It is quite sad, isn't it?
What, making little rivets? Or doing rivets?
Just putting these little bolts on it is quite... It's one of those things that I would normally do late at night, and just sit there and go make some bolts. I find these little things quite therapeutic.
It is. I know exactly what you mean. It's kind of mesmerising.
Yeah.
When you look at like the old how to make models things, and they say get some super glue on a pin and make a dot. It's like, no, just get some plastic card. There you go, done. What? No. I love it. It adds so much to a model, especially something like this. It's made of rivets.
But the simplicity of it, all you're doing is using a die on a bit of styrene. But once it's primed and painted, it looks like it's a moulded in piece, and it really does make such a difference.
Yeah. Especially if you're just doing a scratch build of something and you want it to look kind of industrial or steampunk. It's great. Like a bit of plastic card for a panel is one thing, but then stick a rivet on each corner. Yeah. And now it looks much more the part.
And I've got an absolute shed load of these to make. for the Kshatriya Gundam build that I'm doing.
Oh, yeah?
Because that's steampunk, see, so bolt heads is going to be a thing on it.
Steampunk, nice.
Yeah, it's not punk, it's steampunk. Yeah?
Oh, cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Oh, yeah, we better not talk about cyberpunk, could we, mate? Widgegate. Yeah.
Unexpected widge in the screenshot area.
Yeah. Now pixelated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For security purposes.
Yeah, to comply with YouTube's. Yeah.
Yes, you gave the ladies and gentlemen a bit of a scare the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, you know me. It wouldn't be one of my live streams if I didn't do something completely and utterly daft. Bobbins, you could use a wax pencil to place the rivets, maybe less pingage. I'm all right, mate. Honestly, I find it fine. I've got a wax pencil over there, but I find I have to use so much pressure to get it to pick anything up, whereas this one, once I've finished with it for the day, just run it under a warm tap. It's got like a resin or a sticky stuff on the ends.
Yeah.
And yeah, I find with the wax pencil, I've used it in the past and the diamond art ones, but I can't pick these up with a wax pencil for some reason. I think it's just me with my, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I do them, I just use the very tip of my blade and just pick them up.
Yeah, but I can't, yeah.
Yeah, I know, you can't do that.
Because, yeah,
That's the way I find.
with my trembles and that, I just need something to have a bit more sticky to it.
Yeah, I do lose them quite a lot as well, let's be perfectly honest.
See, at risk of tempting fate, I've not had any pingage. So I don't think I'm doing bad.
I think you're doing all right.
You know, but yeah. It's like I can't seem to use like photo etch with my wax pencil, and there's nothing wrong with it because I've sharpened it many times, but I just find that I end up crushing the nib on it just to try and pick something up, and I keep stabbing at it, and it's like, yeah. So I got
crush
that.
your nib.
And yeah, all you do on this is once you've used it for the day, you just clean it off under a warm tap and soak it in a bit of warm water. It's a double-ended pickup pen.
Ooh.
See?
What's it actually made of, though?
I don't know. I've not run a chemical composition of it.
No, I mean, is it like a metal or a rubbery thing or a...
It just feels like sticky gunge. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's like a silicone type thing that's got, you know, I don't know. It would involve reading the description.
Magicalness.
I like to think it's witchcraft and tomfoolery, and it's all kind of special secret wizardy stuff. But it works for me, and if it works for me, I'm going to use it.
Yep. If it works, it works.
Yeah. That's the job.
That matters.
PJ's in saying evening, Colin and Fox. Hello, PJ. How you doing,
buddy.
mate?
Hello, hello.
There you go. See, nearly there. I've only got about another 6 or 7 to do, and it's done. I'm happy as a noggin slop, mate.
I know. Doing all right there, aren't you?
We are. We are. How are we doing? Just gone 10 o'clock. Yeah, we're doing all right. Happy days.
I was actually quite amused it was only 10 o'clock because I thought when we do these Wednesday streams, like normally when we do a stream, we start going before we know it. We've been going for 3 hours, but with these streams, we actually get it goes nice and slow. It's not like a fast stream at all. It's nice the way it takes. You think, oh, I've been going for hours, and no, only for an hour. Cool.
It's a nice, relaxing midweek stream, isn't it? It just works for me. Yeah. Don't forget, folks, as well, stick around to the end because you can win one of these tonight.
You certainly can.
So there will be a Baneblade giveaway. We'll say something at the end that will marry up to what you need to put in the chat. So stick around to the end. If you want to enter the competition, just leave a comment in the stream once it becomes a video. And we'll pull the winner next week.
We certainly will. And then we'll go, woot, woot, woot.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can join us in a bit of Baneblade goodness.
Yes.
And we'll expect you to do all the Baneblade noises all the squeaky noises. We want an uploaded video of you tiptoeing around your lounge in a princess outfit because you've won it.
Oh, yeah. But when we say princess outfit, we don't mean Princess Leia because, family friendly, and also I don't want to go blind.
No, that would destroy my retinas. See, that's an image now that's gone in there.
Because some of you, no offence, there's some of you out there, I know you, I don't want to see you in a Princess Leia outfit. Trust me. Yeah.
The fault of McLeish and Lewis dancing around in Princess Leia outfits is an image I can't undo now.
Well, I didn't have that image in my brain until you just said that, you gimpatron.
Yeah, I know. I thought whatever's in my head, it's going to be in yours.
Sometimes sharing is caring, and sometimes sharing is the worst thing you can do.
Absolutely. Jeff Light says, I find making frill metal tracks very therapeutic when I feel stressed. Yes, I did my first pair of individual plastic tracks. Panzer was like, oh, your swear box is going to be massive. And he was so impressed because I didn't swear once, and I found it so therapeutic that my next armour build is going to be my Panzer howitzer from Meng, and I'm doing frill metal tracks for it, mate.
Yeah. I mean, I think if the tracks were metal and everything in them was metal, I probably would quite enjoy them. If it was one of those metal tracks where you get metal track parts and a resin pin, I'd want to burn that in fire.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, no, what
yeah,
resin? No,
I sat there in the hangout. I found it most therapeutic. And, yeah, people were quite impressed that I didn't swear or get the ump or anything. I did little sections of 10. And the plastic ones, they had the hinge, they had individual pads, they had a top bit, a bottom bit, and a sticky uppy spike, and about 5 or 6 pieces per track link. And I just whizzed away, was in my own little world.
Now, when you say people were impressed, do you actually mean horribly disappointed that you weren't swearing?
Possibly. I think Dave was. Dave honestly thought, because Dave wanted... Dave wanted the contents of me swear box, and he got nothing.
Yeah.
Jeff Light says it's just metal and wire, which they are, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I saw somebody making metal tracks on a thing, and they had metal tracks with resin pins, and I'm like, you had to hammer them in. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, I've got the little brass pins that I use. Vincent in Belgium put me onto them. He said, when you come to do your frilled tracks, he said, if you get some brass pins or tacks or whatever the little sewing needle pins, he said, and use them, it might be easier for you, he said, with your hands rather than the wire. So
yeah, but I was like, why would you want to hammer little resin rods into a metal? You're going to snap them. It's going to be massive sadness. I can't remember who it was. Seemed like a very silly idea. Give me metal pins for metal tracks. Local pins for local people.
I see what he did there.
You see what I did there?
Yeah. There you go.
That's me cannon glued on.
Bow, 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 bow.
Oh no, I thought I'd done it upside down, then it's the right way around. I suddenly had this moment of panic that I glued the cannon on the wrong way around, but it's got a key and lock on it.
I would not have laughed if you had, you know that.
Well, it's got a key and lock on it, so it's absolutely physically impossible to put it on any other way than the right way around, so I don't know why I panicked for a second then.
Yeah, because that's what us two do. If one of us makes a boo-boo, the other one will mock mercilessly.
Of course, it is the way of things.
It's the order of things, isn't it?
It is the necessary order of things.
Go.
So I've got a bit of glue splodged around there, but I can clean that up later.
I
don't mind getting a bit messy with the extra thin glue. You get up the shiny when you put too much glue on, because you just sand it away.
Yeah.
I've covered up the little sort of gap in the muzzle brake on the coaxial gun with a little strip of plastic and 2 rivets. So it looks like an iron sight, but there'd be no reason to have an iron sight on a coaxial gun, but it's Warhammer, so they've got one.
Exactly. Have what you like on it, mate.
Yeah. In Warhammer, in Warhammer, you get sights on chainswords, so having a sight on a coaxial gun, yeah. I did actually see the other day, it was footage of inside an Abrams, I think it was.
Oh, right, yeah.
Abrams. And they were showing a guy, like, operating the coaxial gun. And they were saying how, like, in a Russian tank, you're in this cramped space, but in this Abrams, he's just stood there quite happily, firing the coaxial gun on the turret. And I'm thinking, Because you can see the back end of the machine gun, and then it's all just the front armor. And I'm like, how does he know where he's firing it? Because you can't see through the. There's no you can't look down the barrel. It just stops in a big metal plate. So how does he see what he's shooting at? I've never quite figured that out. There must be like a camera or something.
He's got laser eyesight, mate. That's what he's got. He's got superhero eyesight.
It must be, because it was like, imagine you make a hole in your wall to put a machine gun through.
Yeah.
And the machine gun doesn't move, it's just locked in place. But then you build up the brick around it and seal it in place with mortar, so you can't actually see out the hole.
Yeah.
You've just got this gun, the butt end of the gun sticking out where you are. How does he aim it?
He's got an inbuilt laser-guided eyeball.
Or does he just have to shoot wherever he's pointed and that's it, end of?
That could be the answer, mate.
Yes. Right, so that's my big boomstick and my coaxial gun now glued-tated onto the turretings.
There you go.
Need to make sure they're straight. That one's not quite straight.
Han says tomorrow it is King's Day in the Netherlands, so maybe some Dutchies might be signing off early because of helping out their children on the free market. What's King's Day all about? Is that to do with the monarch?
Königsdag, I think, isn't it? Königsdag. Yeah, it's just a public holiday, I think. Königsdag, something. European, it's just an excuse to have a day off and drink wine and beer and stuff. You know what they're like. We try to emulate them as best we can.
Yeah. Yeah, they do it a lot better than we do, mate.
Yeah.
They're civil when they have a drink. Our lot can't handle a drink. They think they're Rambo.
Yeah.
Brits abroad. Makes us all cringe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right, a bit of blue tack on there to keep them all lined up nicely. Nicely
Does it.
My mate's dog used to be like, you'd give it a treat and you go nicely, and it'd just go, with its teeth like that.
Yeah.
Take your treat out your hand very gently.
I wish someone had done that with Gary.
Well,
didn't know the meaning of the word nicely. He's got as if.
Yeah. I mean, this was the dog that used to run along and was so floppy and gormless that it used to run along and just stop by barreling its head into the ground.
Yeah.
Like an air brake with its face.
Yeah.
Right, that's them on.
Gary and his treadmill.
Gary and his tread. That sounds like Jamie and his magic torch type. That sounds like a Cosgrave Hall production.
Yeah.
Gary and his treadmill.
A legend. Yeah. Lazy sod.
Jamie and his magic torch.
It's almost
Gary's
that look in
treadmill.
his eye of you'd say something, it'd be like, you think, fat boy? Ain't going to happen. Like, yeah.
Gary's treadmill, will he use it? No, we won't, because it's Gary. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
For those that don't know,
Curses.
Gary was my bulldog.
He had delusions of being an ornament, didn't he?
He certainly did, mate.
Yeah. I'm not a dog. I'm an ornament.
Yeah.
I'm a furnishing.
He used to try and play dead to get out of going for walks. We bought him a treadmill. He just sat on it and it was just like, yeah, plonk off the end. It's like, yeah, put some effort into it, Gary.
I was like, what I got there? What?
Yeah, it's like, oh, what do you want? Yeah.
Right, that's that turret bit done.
He used to make noises. It sounded like Arthur Mullard. Right, we have got all them bolts done. Look at that lot.
Oh, look at that. You've gone to town on them, mate.
Yeah, I'm happy with
That's
that.
going to look mint. That's going to look mint when it's painted up. Bobbin says, if it's come to the point of having to use the coaxial gun in an Abrams, something may have gone badly wrong and aiming is just pointless. But it's not like a weapon, it's more just like a dissuading tool, isn't it?
Works a treat. I like that. Dunnage?
Most of the people just having to have an excuse to drink heavily, says Han.
Yeah.
But it actually should be a great day for kids. I think they have lots of like markets and stuff and things. Right, where was I up to?
Yeah.
We put the big gun on.
Unfortunately, with the majority of Brits, alcohol and a night out turns into some kind of degenerate behaviour and it makes us all cringe, doesn't it, mate? It's like, really?
It seems to be like the morons are the ones that do it, and the sensible people just don't.
Yeah, and it's a shame because probably most Europeans think we're quite uncouth, and not everyone in the UK is like that with drink. You know, there are those of us that can have a civil night out, but
yeah,
I suppose you get it everywhere in the world, though. You got good and bad in everyone, ain't you? But
yeah, true.
yeah, it's that Brits abroad mentality or mindset, isn't it? It does make you cringe.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been quite a few European countries, and you see Brits and how they're behaving, and you're like, really? No wonder people have got this impression of us if that's how you're conducting yourself.
Oh god, yeah. You just cringe and think, oh really?
Oh, it drives you nuts, doesn't it?
Well, I've said before the story about when we went to France about 20 years ago, into this little village in the back of Beyond, in the middle of nowhere, a little tiny rural village. I went to the local sports bar, where it's like all the locals are there in this bar, sat at the same table, and we walked in, and they were really leery of us for a long time until we started talking to them in French.
Yeah.
And at the start of the week, they were like, by the end of the week, we were their best mates, because he said, we thought you were just going to be British football hooligans. But when you came in and started actually speaking French, we were like, oh,
that's the mindset, and it's such a shame, isn't it? I can understand why they think it, because 9 times out of 10, that's the behaviour they're seeing. But it's like when we go to Italy, I like to go right into rural Italy and sample the cuisine and try to interact with the locals. Don't get me wrong, I obliterate the lingo. I'll sit there with a phrase book on my phone and using Translate, and I'll have a go. And it normally results in them creasing up like they do on the factoid. Yeah. I'll have a go, and they appreciate that.
Yeah, at least you're making the effort.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, they crease up and let you try for a bit, and then go, you know what, I just speak perfect English. Just
absolutely.
Just English, dude.
But it's fascinating, you know, and it's like when I've been to the States, you know. Oh, we've got a cockney, and then that's it. They all turn up with their family and friends wanting you to say random stuff, and it's nice because it's entertaining for them, isn't it?
Yeah. But at the same time, they think I'm Dick Van Dyke. Ah!
Yeah, they do, you know, they do think, God blimey, apples and pears, Michael Caine, you're only supposed to blow,
Yeah.
You know, but, yeah, it's interesting, but I love the New York accent. It's very nasally, isn't it, you know, and...
Yeah.
So, yeah, going into a deli out there and just asking for a ham sandwich, you're not going to get what you get in the UK, 2 slices of ham and a bit of pickle.
Oh, God, no.
You know, in a deli out there, it's, you know, 35 million types of ham, and, yeah.
Plus, don't forget, of course, in Britain, you don't walk out the door and then have to sacrifice your newly acquired ham sandwich to a rat with a knife.
Yeah.
Who's bigger than you are.
Yeah.
I still remember that video that came out of the rat on the subway in New York, going like diligently working really hard to drag this slice of pizza down up the stairs.
Yeah,
and it's like it was really working hard dragging this slice of pizza up the stairs. It was like, go for it, and everybody was just cheering it on.
Talk gibberish, he says, that's the most bad I do. Yeah. I was one of those people when I used to drink, if I had one too many, I'd be that quiet one, just sat in the corner watching the world pass me by with that satisfactory, I'm a bit drunk smirk, you know?
Yeah.
And I'd be happy.
Nicely.
I'd just be chilled in there, suitably semi-steamed. You know, yeah, I'm happy.
Just nicely.
Yeah, whereas some people, they sniff a beer mat and they think they're Rambo, don't they? And they're like,
Yeah. Usually the less intelligent.
And it's great when you see them try it on and someone just goes slap and they're like one of them leopard rugs then sprawled out on the floor. It's brilliant. It's like, he won't be doing that again.
No.
I always remember that in Acton. I was in a pub in Acton. And this young tearaway was in there. This old fella said to him, you know, turn it in, lad, will you? You're embarrassing yourself. So he said, what are you going to do about it, old man? And he planted this lad. One punch, down he went, mate. And he was like, back in the day, he said, I was a booth boxer. when you looked at him, you could see he was, because he had the proper boxer's nose.
Yeah.
It was just, he did the pigeon head, taught him, didn't it? He won't be so cocky now, will he?
Yeah, you never quite know who you're taking umbrage with.
And he had free beer for the rest of the night because we all bought him beers, and the landlord, he had open tap, mate.
Yeah.
So he was a bit bladdered when he left, this old fella. I'd love to have known what his missus said when he got home.
She probably beat him up.
Because I think it was one of those where his missus had sent him out to get the evening paper.
And he just stopped in for one.
He stopped in for one, and in the end, it's ended up being a night on the piano and everything, Hence the, are you going out or are you going out? Yeah. It's a very London thing.
Yeah. Imagine the nightmare of living next door to a pub. I'm just going to go to the shops. Oh, and then you're not seen for the rest of the night.
Yeah. All my mum used to say, and my missus, was, don't get arrested, will you? Of course I won't, love. Yeah. But no, I've always been a people watcher. I'm fascinated by people. I'm more so since I've been teetotal. Because if you go to something like a family function, like weddings or anything like that, you get the pleasure of watching a room full of people getting more and more drunk as the night goes on. And you get the characters. You get the I love you drunk. I love you. You're my best. You get the hugger. Mate. The one that wants to go around hugging everyone. You get the Larry one who wants to take on the world. It's really funny. But nothing is worse. And I found this out when I did the doors. They was looking for someone to do the Friday night at this particular club, and no one wanted to do it. I said, I'll do it. And they're like, you won't volunteer for that again. It was end night.
Oh, God.
I have seen drunk football pubs full up with hardcore hooligans, and it was less bother than this gaggle of women. It went all right until this woman walked in, and she had the same dress and shoes on as one of the Sharons.
No.
A Sharon is a woman that's got the big Croydon facelift hairdo. Where they pull their hair right back.
So far back.
It lifts their eyebrows up like a Vulcan, and they got the big silver or gold hoop earrings. That's a Sharon or a Karen, I think it is up north.
What I used to call a scrunch-burn palm tree.
Yeah, we call them the Croydon facelifts. And, well... hair pulling, the amount of hair extensions that were scattered around this pub. A gaggle of women, mate. It just erupted, mate. And all these women that were trying to be so, hello, and all, their elegant button went out the window, mate. It was,
I don't understand why you get grieved that somebody's wearing the same outfit if they're not part of your party. It's like, who cares? What?
Yeah. Of course, all the blokes going, she's got the same outfit on. Us on the doors, we was laughing our heads off. But you had to be so careful when you went in to separate them, because obviously handling a bloke in that situation is totally different to handling a woman, because you've got to be so careful of, one, where you apply grip, because you don't want to be accused of anything untoward. But you can't get physical. You have to nursemaid them a bit, because it's totally different than grabbing a fella by the ear and oiking them down the fire escape. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So, it was
territory, is it?
one of the longest nights of my life.
And not one that you repeated.
I never volunteered again, Fox. I learnt my valuable lesson.
That night was forevermore staffed by people on their first job.
Well, every time you got a noob, you used to go, do you know where the money is, mate? You get as many of the Friday nights in, mate. Anyone else should jump in, because us lot will jump in, because it's double bubble. It wouldn't.
Now, anybody with an ounce of sense would be like, why are they recommending I do this night? And none of...
Yeah. And, it was the thing, and, I only did it once.
Didn't fall for that again.
No.
We're his fish and chips wrapped in that same paper, says Han. Wait, what? Talk gibberish, that's the most bad I do, says Han Hendricks.
Yeah.
The fall asleep coma. I tend to...
I've not been drunk for... I don't really drink a lot anymore anyway.
I've been drunk twice in my life.
Wow. Well, I mean, I used to... Go on.
I woke up in a wheelie bin in the middle of a roundabout on the North Circular. I still have no idea how I got there. And then the other time was when I lived at my mum's, and I woke up. I had 2 flashing road signs, a Lions Made triangular bin, and a revolving Esso petrol station sign. And I vowed I'd never get drunk again.
Yep.
Because I didn't like being aware of my own actions, if that, you know what I mean? Because back in the day,
like the fact you didn't know what happened.
Yeah, back in the day, if someone wanted to have a go at you and you was proper drunk, they could take a liberty, couldn't they, and give you a beating. Yeah. So to be that drunk and not actually recall anything, I found a little unsettling, because if anyone had wanted to take advantage, I would have been that drunk that I would have been able to defend myself. So
no. Or also you might have just done something without realising it.
Yeah, so I vowed never to get drunk again, and I haven't.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with me is I used to go out with the lads, you know, of a weekend. We used to spend, like, back in the day, our local pub, we'd spend, like, Sunday night, Saturday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night in the pub, because it was get away from work, and it was just sit in the pub, and we weren't going out to get drunk. It was an ale pub. It was a biker's pub.
Oh, yeah, proper real pub, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, it wasn't just ale. It wasn't an ale pub, but it was a biker's pub. It wasn't
an ale house, no?
No, it was a pub, but most of their clientele were like bikers and people like that. So they sold ales as well. So it wasn't like a trashy towny pub. And we used to hang out in there. It was like a home from home. And we'd just get nicely, you know. We wouldn't get falling over drunk. We'd just get nicely. But occasionally, I always had the thing where if I drank too much, either too much too fast, or if it was a slow, long Sunday afternoon session, I'd get to the point where I'd be absolutely fine. Then I'd just start talking absolute rubbish at top volume.
Well, how drunk are you tonight then?
Exactly, I'm absolutely gone. But then I get to the point where I became aware of this and became really embarrassed, and I go really quiet. Because I think I'm making a fool of myself. But then I get to the point where that would be it then normally. But then if I got any further, I'd suddenly have the spinny Attack of the Helicopters.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then I get the
you get the Huey Greens, eh?
Yeah, and I'd be like, and I wouldn't actually be sick, but I'd be like, oh, I don't like this. And as soon as the room starts spinning, I'd be like, gotta go, lads, bye. And I just stand up and walk out and go.
Yeah.
And they always says to me, it's like, Fox is weird because he doesn't say, oh, I've got to go home, and he just stands up and says, I'm off, and then he walks out and gone. He just lets him gone. Yeah. And he says it's like watching a helicopter without a pilot. He just staggers off home, and I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I would feel uncomfortable not being in control of my situation. It's
For me, it was the moment I started to feel queasy. I'm like, that's it. I've had enough. I don't like feeling sick.
We see it here because I live opposite the Green, and you see everyone going out at the beginning of the night. You know, you see like the gaggle of Sharons will come past, or a crowd of young fellas will come past, and they're all heading into the strip to go to clubs and stuff like that. And you see them all, and they all done up to the nines, and it's all very cordial, and they're all well behaved, and off they go. And it's like, me and my missus will sit on the land and we'll go, yeah, look at this lot coming down. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for when they come back and do a comparison. And Fox, honestly, the difference in these people when they come walking, the women have got that hair that's all over the place and the dress halfway up their back. The blokes are all staggering. And of course, the following morning, there's always what you think is a stiff on the Green. It's someone that just is that
fast
drunk.
asleep.
They haven't made it off the Green, and it's hilarious. It's like The Walking Dead, mate.
Yeah, I woke up hugging a lamppost once on a pavement. I'm like, I need to go home. I need to go home now.
The wheelie bin was the one that frightened me, because that could have ended with a dust cart coming along, throwing it in the back, and no more Festa. So that was the one for me that potentially could have ended.
The eye opener.
Yeah, and it's like, I need to stop drinking bottles of JD. I need to moderate me drinking and perhaps just knock it on the head. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't an alcoholic, but if a fresh bottle of Jack was getting put up on the pub, I'd be there. I'll have that one for me because I'll neck that lot.
You wouldn't say no, would you? Yeah.
No. And
Well, it's no different to you know, me going out with my friends. It's just being social, having a sesh Sunday.
yeah,
Where we get into pub for lunchtime, have a lunch and a pint, and we just take our time. We're not going out getting raving drunk. We're just spending all day at the pub, laughing and slowly drinking beer.
exactly. You know,
And it was, you know,
yeah.
beer, not fizzy lager crap.
It used to be fun. You used to have a laugh. It was done in the best possible taste. See what I did.
I see what you did there.
And yeah,
I was never one of those people that would go out drinking just purely to be drinking. I've never understood that.
Mm-hmm.
The chavs that go out, their entire purpose is to go out and get drunk and just drink. It's like, no, I want to do it and spend time with my friends. The drinking was just something that happened anyway while we were there.
yeah,
The aim wasn't actually to be doing the drinking. But I don't know. As my friends have all moved away and stuff, and there's less and less opportunities to actually go to the pub with my mates at the moment, it's like, you know what? Just not bothered.
yeah. I mean,
Just kind of not grown out of it, but
I don't
that happens
miss
anymore.
it, if I'm honest. I really don't.
nope. No. I mean, I still, you know, occasionally, most of my friends have all moved away now. You know, my you know, friends that we'd hang around with every day. So
My
they've all moved away.
friends.
Friends. So it's like, so it just naturally came into something that we don't really do anymore.
Yeah, with me, it was obviously with the meds and things like that. It's, you know, don't mix these with alcohol. So that was it.
No.
It was a good reason for me to go, well, let's just remove alcohol from my life. And yeah,
Very occasionally I might, you know, decide to have a bottle of beer at home, but there's, because at the moment, because Mama Wolf can't drink now anyway, alcohol's not good. She needs to stay hydrated, and alcohol's a really bad idea. But
yeah.
so what we do occasionally, just as a treat for Mama Wolf, is we'll get some bottles of like alcohol-free beer in,
Yeah.
like the alcohol-free San Miguel and stuff, and she quite likes that. It's just a chance for her to have something
Yeah.
as a treat with a dinner. And I'm like, you know what? I'll have a bottle of that.
Yeah. You know,
It's just because I like beer. I just don't like. I don't like
I've
drinking,
had
but
the
I
odd
like beer.
single shot of Jack on Christmas Day, but, you know, I used to, when I smoked, I used to always like a cigar and a brandy after my Christmas dinner. And when I stopped smoking, obviously I didn't do that, because if I'd had the brandy, I would have wanted a cigar, so I knocked brandy on the head. So it was one of those where gradually it just phased out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've got a bottle of Jack on the side there and a bottle of Kraken. I'll have a shot on my wedding anniversary at the weekend of the anniversary, not on the day for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And I'll have, you know, a single shot at Christmas, and that's about it, really.
Yeah. That's what I need.
You know, and
I might treat myself to buy a pack of, like, you know, you get the beers of the world, you get 6 different ales or something in a box. I might get a pack of them and have like one every few days and with my dinner or something. But it's usually as a treat.
But I would say I'm 99% teetotal, and I never had that. I never craved that urge to go out on a lash. It never bothered me. I could have just as much fun out in an evening with a glass of orange in my hand or a Coke than I could with a Jack and Coke. I could just have as much of a laugh because I wasn't a leery drunk. I was a sit in the corner smirking drunk. So
No, I don't miss it at all.
no.
Don't miss it whatsoever.
Yeah.
What am I doing with these bits?
Hans says those experiences were years ago. Nowadays, I see those on reality in Slough, the area where you see those drunk tramps. You're just wondering. Absolutely, Hen. Where I lived, mate, we see that across there on Friday and Saturday nights in our local town centre, down what they call the strip. It's a strip of pubs, clubs, and everything else.
Sorry to interrupt. I'll just be back in 1 second.
Yeah, no worries, mate. The local police, you know, they're out in force, you know, and they really do have their job full on a Friday night down there, and it's a shame to see it. You know, my missus, she'll be driving through that area coming home from her sister's, and, you know, it's carnage. And I look back and think, when did it change? Because when we all used to go out for nights like that. Did we behave that way? I don't think we did. Is it society? I don't know, but I look at some of the women and I think how vulnerable they're leaving themselves, and it's nothing to do with how they're dressed. I'm not that old-fashioned. It's how drunk they are. They are literally collapsing on the ground, either out of their tree on substances or the booze. And I think anyone could come along and take advantage of that poor lass. And that's what frightens me when I see them in that situation. It's like, what do you do? And a friend of mine, his wife's a policewoman, and she said that the hardest people to police are drunk women. It has got so bad in this area with it. She said because they're so volatile. Whereas the blokes, you know, they get a bit leery, you know, it kicks off. They'll punch each other out and then they're buying each other a beer. With women, it's so difficult for them to police it. It's bizarre. And we see a lot of that here. You can just be sat here and you can hear them all coming up. And you're like, God, what state they're in. And it frightens you. Is that us getting older and worrying about people, or is that society changing? I don't know.
I'm returned. Sorry about
There
that.
you go. But yeah, you're right, mate. You know, it's not just where I live that's like it. It's a nationwide thing here. And we have a lot of TV programs that highlight the state these people get into, almost in a way of mocking them, in the hope of shocking them so that they don't go out and do it. But yeah. We do see some sites. Sorry?
Only works if the person's completely not stupid.
Absolutely, you know, and I was saying it's harder to police the drunk women now than it is the fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, police must love a Friday night.
Oh, yeah. I think it's the same everywhere. I think it's the same abroad as well, isn't it? I would have thought so.
Probably.
You know, I've been in Paris before at pub turning out time, and yeah, you know, so you do see similar problems.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes.
How's your Baneblade coming along, dude?
It's coming along really well, mate, to be honest with you.
What you do?
I am just sanding and filling in the seams on the underside of my turrets because I know they're there.
Your under turret area.
Yeah. I've done all my bolts. I'm happy with him.
Good.
I've got pretty much everything assembled in sub-assemblies that need to be. So it's just now going around doing my final D-seam and sand because this is going to get primed before the next show.
Ooh.
So,
You've got some good weather in the next few days, so it's worth it.
Yeah, the rattle cans will be out.
Yes, I was out yesterday morning putting the bins out or bringing the bins in.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, it's lovely and sunny. I could just get some Mercadians out and give them a spray, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I had to go. I thought I had to go out. But it was like, oh, yeah.
Marcus says, I've never been in a drunken brawl. I've always been able to talk to and de-escalate it. I always ended up with more beer. I suffer from big fella syndrome. I'm what you would call a door frame filler. So when something kicks off in a pub, 99% of people want to have a go at the big bloke in the corner.
Mm.
It can have its advantages, but also you can't have a quiet night because someone will start taking liberties and then, yeah. So,
I think my broadband's being a bit funky.
Oh, is it?
I keep freezing up at this end for a few seconds.
Oh dear!
So
don't forget though, the weather's playing up the night, and the what's his name with the sun going on, isn't it?
Yes. So don't be surprised if I fall out.
Well, what do you want to do? Come off at 11?
No, carry on.
Sure?
It might be fine. It's just, no, it might be fine. It's just I've frozen up a few times.
But I don't want to do the giveaway without you.
No,
because it's
No, we'll be fine. Carry on. We shall live.
Yeah.
I love the way on these tanks that the actual viewing periscope thing looks like a church window. It's all church window shaped because, of course, it is.
Yeah, I haven't got that on mine.
You could find somewhere to put it.
I know I could.
Oh, you could.
It's an optional extra, isn't it?
And you should. There's no such thing as options. You know that. That's your
Yeah,
that's your
but
norm.
we did say that I wouldn't do an insane blade, didn't we? And that I would try to stick as near as damn it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just agreeable. It's not like you're adding 6 extra turrets or anything.
Yeah.
Greebles is different. Greebles are different, or rather not is different. You heathen fox.
Marcus says, I hear you, Colin. Something we have in common. Big fella syndrome.
Absolutely, Marcus. You'll know exactly what I mean. I've done it before. I've been out with a wife and she's like, can you behave yourself tonight? And I'm like, love, I don't go out looking for trouble, but if something kicks off, people want to have a pop at us. And we'll be sat there, something kicks off and someone will always try it on. And I'm like, I look at her and I go, see what I mean? Really? Now, if I let him get away with that, he's mugging me off and he's taking liberties.
Yeah.
What'd you do? So, yeah, you politely advise. And, yeah. But, hey-ho. All part of the fun. But, yeah, I shall go through my Greebles box in a sec and I'll lump out all the little bits that can could get added. I've got the toolbox on there. That's on there with his hammer and his
You're a toolbox.
brace and bit. Yeah, I'm made of toolboxes. Yeah.
I don't know whether to glue the spotlight on now or not.
Get your spotlights here, folks. Free for £1.
Spotlights, free for £1. I've got a bag full of these things. Just purely because I know how I'm going to paint it, and it's easy to paint it not on the model, but then again, I don't want to have to glue it on the model and make a mess with lots of glue, but I might not. Actually, it might be all right.
Yeah, that's why I drilled a hole and stuck mine on in the end. It's like, it's easy enough to release if I need to.
I've got the advantage because on this turret, you've actually got the thing with the hole in it.
Yeah, I drilled a hole in my side of mine, but yeah.
So I could paint it and build it. I could knock that off as well. Build it and paint it and stick it on later.
Yeah.
And just have to make sure I'm very careful and don't make a mess with the glue.
Yeah, Marcus says politely advise. Yeah. I normally give options, Marcus. If the error of your ways continues, you have option A. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I'm not only the only big fella that has that problem. It's a classic thing. It happens to most of us.
Do you know what? I've never, ever, ever been in a fight. Ever.
Really?
Not ever, no. A, because I'm a coward and I run away anyway, but just never got into a fight.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Han says, what part of the UK are you guys coming from? This is my first viewing time here, so excuse me for asking. You don't have to apologise for asking, mate. Originally, I'm from the East End of London, and I currently reside in a town 50 miles from the outskirts of London called Basingstoke. It's between London and Southampton, mate, on the middle of the southern part of England, mate.
Yes, and I am a northern monkey. I am just south of Manchester, in the nice leafy suburbs.
Yeah.
Technically, depending on who you consult, I'm either living in Greater Manchester or in Cheshire.
You're in Cheshire, mate. Yeah.
Well, technically, it's still Greater Manchester. It's weird because it comes under both. So I prefer to go for Cheshire.
You'll like this one then. My Aunt Winnie.
Yeah.
Always says to people that she lives in St. Wreatham. Do you know what St. Wreatham is?
No, Streatham.
Streatham. Oh, yeah, I live in St. Wreatham, she goes. You live in Streatham, Win. Yeah.
Oh, no, St. Wreatham.
Yeah, I live in St. Wreatham, you know. Bless her heart.
Let her have that one. Let her have that
She's brilliant, mate.
Bless her.
Do you remember them two grannies used to get on Harry Enfield? All she says, them two. That's my mum and Winnie when they're out together. Oh, mate.
So when you watch those episodes of Bluey, right, where Bluey and Bingo are being grannies.
Oh, right, yeah.
You might see
That'll be
your
my
aunties
ma and her Winnie, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one where they're driving the little pedal car thing. They got one of them like kiddie cars, and they just drive it straight into the sandpit in a big crash. And they get out and they're like, "Oh, nice parking spot, Rita. Thanks, Janet."
Happy days.
When you watch those episodes of Bluey, you will. Oh, you will. Been to UK several times, says Han, but primarily in Kent and southern parts.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I've been back to London quite a few times, but I couldn't live there now. I miss the city life. I don't miss the city. It's a strange way of wording it, but
no, if you're used to living in a more suburban area, you don't really want to go back to the.
But the thing is now that where I live now is like the London that I left when that became uber busy and.
Yeah, because it's stretching out.
Yeah, because it's basically a miniature London because it was originally built for what they called the London overspill when London got overpopulated in the 60s.
Yeah.
So we have pretty much London communities in the town where certain areas of the town is literally full up with ex-London folk.
Yeah.
And it's where all the London folk move to because it is mini London at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And the pubs and the communities are all the same, you know. It's weird.
You know what you need to do? You need to come up north. Come up to our end. We've got better We've got a better, worse food.
Yeah, but my chippy does northern chippy anyway with northern gravy.
True, actually,
so
yeah. That's true. You do have a northern chippy, don't you?
No, it's a strange place.
You are lucky to have the one northern chippy in the entire south of Britain.
Oh, mate, he's brilliant. He is, mate.
Yeah,
he
you don't
really
have to suffer
is.
that southern nonsense. Curry sauce with
the
your
only
chips.
thing you can't really get right here is pie and mash. I still go to London for pie and mash, proper old school pie and mash shop. But
pie mash and liquor.
Yeah.
I still don't quite understand what liquor is.
Yeah, it's like savoury parsley sauce, mate. You'll know it when you've tasted it. But it is funny how many people from London cannot stand liquor. They don't mind a pie and mash, but they don't like the liquor.
Pie and mash? I've never actually asked what pie it is.
Steak pie, homemade, fresh. Yeah.
Is that just steak and veg, or just steak?
You can ask for steak and veg, but it's proper, joint of steak chopped into blocks, homemade pastry, proper pie. Where I go in the Barking Road, they do, the stainless steel rice rings that you get. For the curries. She does her mash in that, bungs it on the plate, puts the pie in the middle and the liquor as a moat, and it's a pie floater, a bit like they do in Australia. And mate, it is the nuts, mate.
And what's the trick to the mash? Obviously it's potatoes, but is there anything else in it?
You can have a bit of English mustard mixed in with it, or like me, you can have a bit of Marmite in there.
Ooh. Now here's a thought.
Marmite mash, folks.
How do you think it would work if you combined the Scots with the London? So you had pie, liquor, and neeps and tatties, but mashed up neeps and tatties.
Yeah, that would work. See, H is from Scotland and she hates haggis. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, heresy.
I love haggis. And she's like, how can you eat haggis? I said, it's gorge.
I must admit, I do like haggis, but once my friend brought me an actual haggis from actual Scotland, made by an actual butcher that makes the haggis, and it had such a strong flavour that it knocked me for 6, and I could taste it for about 3 days. Yeah. It was too much. I was like, I can't cope with that.
Not fake haggis, but proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, some proper haggis, none of that namby-pamby cheap haggis.
Fake haggis, or faggis as we like to call it.
Faggis, yeah, there it is.
Right, I'm going to be lazy on this build, and I've got my little man in the turret.
Oh, have you?
Doing his pointing because he's commander.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to put a gunner in the other turret.
Two reasons. Right. Yeah.
2 reasons. One, that would mean I've got to line up the guy's arms with the turret with the stubber, which is a pain in the bum. But also, I don't really want to pay a third dude.
What, like my guy that I've got in my fake turret with the gun?
Yes.
That sits on there and, yeah.
But also, I haven't magnetised the turret, so
Yeah.
because I kind of forgot.
Well, I thought it looked a bit naked, that area, so I thought I'd just slap that in there.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It works though. It makes more sense than.
Yeah, Yo Golden's in. He says, "Evening, everyone. Someone mentioned haggis.
Yeah.
Yes, mate, I did. I was telling Fox about my wife being Scottish, but not actually liking haggis, mate."
This makes no sense at all.
It shocked me because I love a bit of haggis, mate. H was like, "I don't know how you could eat it." I said, "But I would have thought being Scottish, it was a stable part of your diet." But
well, yeah, I don't mean you have to like it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's just something you don't like. But yeah, I like a bit of English mustard in me mash, or I like a bit of Marmite in me mash and mixed up. So
I've certainly never heard of Marmite. I'll have to try that at some point.
Yeah, but I've put Marmite on a steak, mate, and it's gorgeous.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I have my steak blue, see, so yeah.
Yeah, you have to have your steak blue.
Yeah, no, but yeah, not every restaurant likes it when you do it. But the chef will always come out and ask you know what a blue steak is, yeah? Mate, I want to be able to prod it and hear it moo.
I think that's actually for health and safety for them covering their rear end.
Yeah, because it is risky. It's a bit like the sushi puffer fish thing, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. It's not like... It should be fully cooked, but...
Yeah. But no, I love a blue steak. It's gorgeous, mate. And,
blue steak.
Yeah, and I say, if you've got any Marmite back there, mate, do us a favour, cut some crisscrosses in it and just put a wodge of Marmite in, let it soak in. No worries, guys.
Teaching all these chefs a new thing.
Yeah.
I have to try that.
It's nice. But yeah, Marmite mash, not too much. You don't want to overdo it. Just a smidge.
Yeah. I try and not overdo Marmite on my toast, but I end up with like big coatings of it. I love it.
Dude, I've sat there with a jar of Marmite and a spoon, mate, on my own.
I don't know if I could go that far. That's probably a bit too far. I think you're just going a bit too far off the range there, I think.
Yeah, I do love the stuff. It's like, yeah.
Oh, ping. I'm drilling the barrel out on this stubber, and I hate drilling out stubber barrels.
Old D. Tommaso says steak should be light pink in the centre and nothing else. Yeah. I mean, some people, you see their steak, it looks like it's been nuked, and it's like, oh, you've killed the goodness of that.
Yeah.
But it's each to their own, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to put tomato sauce on it, then, you know.
You know, it's like, oh, yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
So really? Tommy sauce on a porterhouse steak? They're having a bubble.
And I've got to do the worst barrel drilling on any Games Workshop kit, which is drilling out the barrel of a stubber that's got the flared flash hider.
Drill out your barrel.
The barrel. Drill out the barrels of guns.
Yeah, you knew it was coming.
Do you see what I did there with the second line? It's good.
I'm proud of you, you know.
Well, you were impressed with that, you were, weren't you?
Your inner cockney is coming along nicely.
I mean, what, sorry? Oh, cockney. Okay.
Yeah, your inner cockney.
Sorry, I'll adjust my trousers, sorry.
Hey, family friendly.
I kept it family friendly.
It's normally me that would do that, something like that. Get your drill bits here, rate per a pound.
Drilling into the barrel. It's because it's got the flash hider. It's like when you've drilled out the barrel, you've got to then carve it to make it look like it's the cone shape. It's not like a straight barrel. It's a right pain, but... Ooh.
Maybe doing modifying of things. Where did that go?
Modify. What are you modifying, dude?
The turret.
Ooh.
That fold down.
Modify your turret.
Can't see where that went. Oh well.
Somehow I managed to drill that barrel out actually kind of really well.
I'll find
almost
it in
the
a minute.
centre. I think I can make that bigger. Have you dropped something?
Yeah. Oh, you know me. When don't I drop something?
I'm going to be a brave soldier.
Proud of you, soldier.
Because I managed to get that hole just about in the centre. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bigger drill bit.
Oh,
and I'm going to make it. Normally what I would do is it would be off centre, so I carve it with the knife blade to make the actual the barrel thinner.
Yeah.
But because that's pretty much in the centre, it's never done that before. I shall, in fact,
there it is.
use a bigger drill bit.
Hey, brilliant.
Did you find it?
Yeah, you know where it was?
On your foot?
On the edge of me slipper.
Oh,
Where I wear the slipper socks, it had stuck itself in the neck of me slipper. Because it's
Festa's
not glued,
international-
see, that's a press fit at the moment because I want to paint the side, see, so.
Oh, yeah. Festa's internationally renowned feat of finding.
Yeah.
Win day again.
Absolutely, mate. If in doubt, it's always going to be on my feet, mate.
Right, so I've gone in again. Bit bigger drill bit. It's not quite centred. But now I can carve this and make it a little bit thinner. I've got less work to do. It just makes the barrel look a bit more convincing.
A bit more profesh.
Yeah. This is what I normally do, because whenever I drill a barrel, it's never in the centre, and you can just carve the edge of the barrel around to make it centred.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the inside where the drill bit was is a bit rough and ready, because I'm going to smooth it with some glue, and when it's painted, it'll be black in there anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just so you've got a thin, but these barrels are always tricky. But I was really looking at it in
Golden
the centre.
says black pudding, cold straight from the butcher. Try it. Good shout.
Ooh.
Jeff Light says real Scottish haggis is awesome. Yes. Marcus says he loves haggis. They have something similar in Sweden called, am I saying this right? Pulsar? Is it Pulsar?
Pulsar? I don't know. I'd say Pulsar, maybe. Pulsar?
Yeah.
Right, so there we go. So that's the barrel drilled out. Looks a bit more convincing now.
Yeah. Happy days. Proud of you, soldier. Let's get
That's
the
probably the
old...
best one I've ever done. That eModels are getting my best work for free. Ooh, that's broken. What?
He says they've sent him an £100 Baneblade.
Yeah, they get it back there.
Exactly.
Ooh, I've got a slight problem with mine.
Oh dear.
The magazine that has the rounds for the stubber,
Yeah.
it looks like the little lid that goes on the top there's actually snapped off somewhere.
Oh, lammerkins.
Yeah, that's a bit frustrating.
Oh, I've got a spare one in here. I'll put it in an envelope and send it out. Oh, lammerkins.
It's a bit messy. It's just a bit, it's not a problem, it's just a bit messy. It's left a bit of a rough surface, which is not ideal. I can replace it with a bit of plastic cardboard or something,
Oh,
but it's not pretty. Kajit does not like having to do this.
yeah, but then, you know, I had a, what's his name, bit with a bit missing the other day. I had to get the old styrene out. It was like, yeah.
Aye.
I like a bit of scratch building.
Little bit of scratch building.
It's scratch building here.
Funnily enough,
Great for a pound.
how about this for coincidences? Earlier on, when I put these two bits of plastic on the front here to cover up those little bits of seam, I had one little piece left over.
Oh, right.
And look at this. Look at this. It's almost exactly the right size.
No.
I
You
just need to thin it a
legend.
little bit. I am a legend.
See, he makes me so proud. Every week he
filling
does
up?
something and he lives up. He lives up to my expectations of being a guru.
No, not a guru.
He does.
The only thing is, of course, it's trying to glue a thin piece of plastic card at 45 degrees and it guarantees it'll just ping off every 5 minutes.
Yeah. As I say many times, folks, this is why he's a guru.
And what I'm going to do now, are you going to drill out the holes on the little arm that holds your stubber? Or did you drill them out?
I can't remember, mate.
I feel compelled to do so.
What little holes? Which ones are you on about?
You know the stubber on the turret. It sits on a little pintle arm.
Oh yeah. They're gone.
Did you drill those out?
Yeah, they're gone, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I do feel compelled to drill those out. It seems to be the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's like, if they're there.
I'll zoom in to show people what I'm referring to. What I am referring.
Yeah, I'll put on your full screen. Not a problem.
500% zoom on my new camera controls, which are rather awesome. There you go. So you got that's the little pintle arm, upon which the heavy stubber will sit thusly, like that. You see, but that looks a bit bish. So what we'll do is we'll drill those out like a good boy.
Yeah, proud of you, soldier.
There you go. You can unfold me now if you want. I'll do it.
That's all right, mate. Let them see what you're doing.
You just don't want people to watch you, do you?
No.
Well,
no, I'm stood up at the moment.
That's all right.
Because I'm being good.
You are being good. You're a very good boy. It's not true what they say about you.
Absolutely. It's all a myth.
Pretty close, Fox. O with the umlaut is roughly pronounced like the I in bird. Oh, so it'd be pulsa. Or the U in bird. Pulsa.
Yeah.
Pulsa. Surfacularity, says Retro Rabbit Studios. Hello, Retro Rabbit Studios.
Nice one.
Rabbit says, I picked up a wow stick, which is a pin vise electric drill in the size of an average average size marker. Makes drilling barrels super easy.
Absolutely.
Drilling barrels is easy. Getting the hole in the centre is the tricky bit. Actually, physically drilling them is just nothing, but it's getting the hole in the centre without making a sacrifice to one of the dark gods, you know. Just...
Yeah. That's normally what
Season
we
5.
have to do.
I'm on season 5, by the way, dude.
Oh, are you really?
Yep, season 5 of Supernatural.
Wow, I'm proud of you.
I'm really loving it. It's really good. You should have stuck with it.
Yeah, I'll get round to it again, mate. It will happen. Kind of been doing other things. Hence my lack of Bluey watching, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, you need to sort that out. I will nag you for all time.
Oh yeah, believe you me, folks, he will nag me.
On his headstone, one day it will say, "Here lies
the man who should have
Festa
watched
67's
Bluey."
workshop. He never watched Bluey.
Shame. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there'll be a big finger of shame painted on the stone.
In fact, the entire stone will just be shaped like a big finger of shame, which may be easily misinterpreted as something else, but we'll know it's a finger of shame.
You don't see where you went.
It may serve two purposes at the same. May serve two purposes, but we'll know it's a finger of shame.
Yeah. Here is the man. Witchgate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. How did that work for you? Yeah. Oh, bless.
I do like the fact that there's a one of the drill bits in the Citadel pin vise set is exactly the right size for these little holes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
See, I don't have the Citadel set.
Yeah.
I should have, really, because, yeah.
Well, it's the new one now, and it's not as nice a handle. It's a plastic thing. Probably
Oh,
the same
right,
drill
yeah.
bits, but do you see if you can get, you know, see if James has got any of the stock of these ones in.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the pin vise that Ross sent me, which is really good because it's got a big bowl on it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only reason I like this pin vise is it's got a nice big chunky handle that spins, and also the drill bits are exactly the right size for things like bolters.
Yeah, see, mine's got that big bowl on it, and that it all spins on that. That's really good for me because, yeah.
Well, the only one I had, the other pin vise I had was one where it had the actual chuck at both ends.
Yeah.
So every time you used it, the chuck that was in the palm of your hand would always end up coming off. Yeah. Because you'd be spinning it and it would just unthread itself, and then you'd have it digging into your hand all the time, and it got so annoying. Whereas this just got a big chunky handle.
Retro says off-centre barrels are great for shooting things very slightly to the left. Yeah. Yeah. I see what you did there.
That's orc logic, that is.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's shooting just on the left there. Yeah, no worries. Quick, get your crooked gun out.
Get slapped with his wonky gun. There you go. Yeah. Bang. Ow!
But you do. You got to drill your barrels out. It's like
drill out
your barrels.
Drill out your barrels of guns. It always breaks my heart. I have seen. I mean, I will tell you now. I have seen like miniatures painted. Like, and they look like award-winning paint jobs. They're beautiful. But I've seen like paint jobs that would win awards. Yeah. Beautifully painted, lots of highlighting and shading and, you know, metal effects and stuff. And there's a dirty, great big gun barrel that's not been drilled out. It's like, really? Yeah. You just ruined all of it.
And seams on barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does your head in.
Yeah.
But it's different. I mean, we all build differently at the end of the day. So
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, there are Billy Basics, as we call them, and it's like, yeah. Oh, that's
not drilling out your barrels is a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit. Really, could have done that.
It's a bit like getting a colour shifter paint job on your, Yugo. It's just,
yeah. Yeah, you'd be sitting there going, why?
Yeah. It's a bit like driving a Fiesta without a shark mouth on it. It's just why?
Yeah, why would you do that? Yeah, but it's now on Google Maps, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Long last.
Yes.
How long did you have that parked outside the front of your house waiting for the Google car?
Oh, well, they last updated it in 2012. So, and then before that in 2009. So for the last, 10 years, 11, 12 years, it's been other people's cars because I was either driving somebody else's car. Well, in both situations, I was driving someone else's car at the time. I was borrowing a car for one reason or another. So it's like, so I used to park my car outside just so if the car came past. And it'd be like in 2021, they updated every single street around ours except ours for no reason whatsoever. It was so frustrating. But they've updated it now, but they've done half of the street, and luckily it was the half where my car is. So
I did giggle when I saw that.
Yeah, finally. Now it'll go. But the thing is, after waiting 11 years, they'll probably change it again next year.
Yeah.
They'll update it every year now. But we had the real classic when we first appeared on Google Maps. If you look up to the sky above my house, there's a giant spanner.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because obviously something was in the shot and they were obviously doing something.
Yeah.
The pictures got edited up and there's like a giant spanner floating above my house. I was like, cool. Yeah. I don't know how that works.
Well, sometimes it's faces, isn't it? They don't like capturing faces, or someone might be on there that doesn't want to be on there. And
I think in this case it was like, for some reason they'd taken a photograph of like a spanner, and it was like the spanner would be like thousands of feet long in the sky if it was real.
Yeah.
And this picture had somehow got jumbled in with the rest of it. I was like, cool, alien spanner invasion.
Oh, there's some classic pictures on there. There are websites devoted to odd pictures on Google Maps, and it's surprising what you see.
There's a great one. Oh, there's a classic one. Right, it's somewhere in the Ozarks or somewhere like that in America. And it's like it's a real rural area, like Minnesota or somewhere. It's a real rural area. So it's all like, farmland, and there's a big forest and lots of trees and stuff and lakes and just like real, like small town type stuff. And there's this massive area of like really dense forest. In the middle of this forest is a little like pond, like a skinny dipping pond and a small shack. And about 20 yards from the small shack, there's a little clearing in the forest in which is an aircraft.
I know the one, yeah.
A small Cessna.
Yeah.
And for years, people have wondered what was going on there. It's like, how did they get it into the middle of the forest? Why is it there? It's just in the middle. There's no road. And then somebody really turned around at the end and went, it was just flying overhead. When the picture was taken, it just happened to be on that clearing. So for many years, people thought, how did they get this plane into it? No, it's like above the ground, dude.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, yeah. That's
it just happened to be passing when the satellite took the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just happened to look like it was dumped in the middle of a woodland for no reason at all. It's like, oh, yeah, I'd have thought of that. Dee-dee-dee.
Well, they solved the crime, didn't they, on America, or a missing person thing, because on one of the scenes where it was in a neighbourhood or whatever, there's like a set of lakes, and someone noticed that there was a vehicle under the water. And when they went and investigated, it was actually a person that had gone missing a good few years before and had obviously died at the wheel, and the car had just rolled into the lake. And it got closure for someone.
Yeah, it was. I think it'd been in me there for a good 10 years or something. It was only about 10 or 15 feet deep. But once it went under the water, of course, nobody saw it. It was at the back of some houses, wasn't it? The houses backed onto it.
And you can see it clearly in the picture. There's the car there, bink, and it's like, oh wow.
But of course, from the ground, you wouldn't see it because it's under the surface. So imagine, and I think it was actually at the back of his house.
It was literally. He had either had a heart attack at the wheel and hit the pedal and had just gone straight through and into the lake. And yeah.
And it's like all these years, nobody knew what happened to him. He's just there.
Yeah. So, in some respects, it has helped with things like that. And most of these pictures are on them sites, aren't they? And it's interesting.
It's actually that specific story of that guy in the car that means that every time I look at Google Maps like a body of water, I'm always looking to see if I can see anything.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
it's funny, and maybe I can discover something like that.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting. I like going on the Google Maps and just typing in different towns and just having a look around.
I'm always amused by the crackpots that have no concept of how digital photographs are actually taken, and think that every now and then you get something on the image that's like an alien spaceship, and it's like, no, it's just a pixel. It's a corrupted pixel. It's a bit where the two pictures are stitched together incorrectly. It's like, no, it's aliens. It's a monster. No, it's
everything is a conspiracy to them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like you really don't have an understanding of digital imagery, do you? No. Bless. Go back to sleep.
Retro says, if I Google Street View Cheshire and find the toothy Ford, I'll know where Fox is. Or probably best not to look. Don't forget the vehicle has travelled as well, so it could be in many places.
Yes. Ooh, sniffles. Oh.
There you go.
Right, need to clean this bit.
I think it would take you a lot of hours to find Fox's car if you Google just Cheshire.
Yeah. That's like saying, I'm parked in Texas.
That's like me looking for a cactus in Texas. It's like,
Yeah. I parked it next to a saguaro in New Mexico. Brilliant. I'll be back in a lifetime.
Put it this way, Dave Barker came to see me when I was recovering from surgery. And he had spent an hour walking around the area where I live before he realised that between the two hedges was a footpath. And when you walk down there, there's also houses in there. Because he rang me up and said, I can't find you. I said, Dave, you're literally... I said, I know where you are. I said, I'll come and get you. And in the end, I walked out and went, all right. He went, where do you come from? I said, yeah. Step 2 places to your right. Now look at the diagonal path. He said, I've walked past that bit many times. I didn't even realise it was there. I said, yeah.
I remember many, many years ago, before SatNav, I had to go to Leicester to visit someone. And I remember I had the map. I had a road map, and it was like a little one-way system, and it was I spent an hour going around this one-way system. I must have driven past the prison about 8 times.
Yeah.
And I was getting so fed up, and eventually I suddenly found this little tiny side road that wasn't on the map, and I'm like, oh, God damn it. And this was an ordnance survey map. It's like, why are you missing an entire road, you chumps? So, that wasn't fun. I never drove to Leicester again, and I will never do it again.
We have it where you might get a new delivery driver on your route or a new postman.
Oh, yeah.
And the postman will knock on the door and goes, this is number blah, blah, blah street, isn't it? And I go, yeah. He said, I've been walking around for ages. He said, the numbering of these houses is all over the place. I said, yeah, these ones were built after them ones. I said, because they realised when they done the numbering, they had missed out a set of 5 numbers. I said, so they built these. I said, to make up for the 5 missing numbers. He went, oh. But that happens to every new postie that gets this route, mate.
Always happens.
Yeah. I've had it before where delivery drivers, they'll ring me mobile. Mate, I am parked in such and such. He said, I can't find you. I said, walk to the back of your van. I said, look at an angle through the 2 big edges. I said, and you'll see a little footpath. So just walk through there, mate. I said, it saves you going round the horseshoe. I said, you'll do about a mile of traffic's calming measures just to get to the same place. I said, just walk through there. I said, leave your van where it is. I said, just walk through. I said, you can't miss it. And then he's like, dude, I'll have to remember this.
Yeah,
I said, well, now when you go out, I said, the way you have to drive to get out is the way you would have had to go just to come in that back road just over there. He said, damn, he said, that's insane, isn't it? I said, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I said, but it's great fun when people are coming to see you. I said, because they never find you.
Especially if it's something you don't want to see.
Yeah. I've had people that have had Google Street View on their phone and they're still like, dude, I can't find you. Yeah, it's funny. But normally me and H would just walk across the green there and it's like, yeah, we're here. Ah, fine.
I often find that we're just a house on a road and we're clearly numbered and it's not like it's really hard.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Uber drivers always end up parking all the way down the road and then you have to phone and say, I can't find you. I'm like, yeah, we'll just go for the house with the big number on the front that matches the order.
Yeah.
And they always say, yeah, they don't give us a house number.
No.
On Uber, and it's like, wow. It's
why
the address
wouldn't
is
they
on
do
the
that?
order.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why don't... But Uber aren't giving them the house number, so I always put in the instructions, house number, whatever, ring the doorbell, do this.
Yeah.
Because I was like, who sends people out for deliveries and they aren't given the house number? What kind of dumb fool does that?
We've had it where we've had a Mackie D or something ordered and they'll ring. Right, I am right here. I go, yeah, literally, you're about 8 paces from our front door, but you can't see it because, yeah, I said, so the missus will come out and meet you. And, yeah, she then appears from this gap between the hedges that's in shadow, because that's the problem. As the night's creeping, it just looks like a shadow on the hedge.
Ah.
And it's like, yeah.
Both an advantage and a disadvantage.
Oh, it's a great advantage, yes. But also it's a disadvantage.
When you want to not be found.
Yeah.
But when you want to be found.
Yeah.
Not so much.
I don't call it the corrals for nothing, mate. Yeah. Yeah, he's had friends that lived at 20 and a half O'Hara Ave and couldn't get a pizza. Yeah, we had like numbers A and all of that lot in the past, but as time went on, they just renumbered the properties. But yeah, because it was a huge problem.
I've just realised as well, I've forgotten. The actual ammunition can for the stubber, heavy stubber, is completely hollow. I forgot to put some plastic card on that to fill it in. I forgot about that.
Oh, mine's...
We forgot about that.
Mine's coming along nicely. I'm actually tempted. Well, I say tempted. I was going to put some extra guns on it, but...
Nope. You do whatever you want to it, Spud. It's your tank.
Yeah, but I don't
You can do to it whatever you want.
I don't want to kill it. It's a strange one.
You won't kill it. It's been in service for hundreds of years. I'm sure they will have added extra guns to it every now and then. You never know.
Because you know what it's like. It's guns, isn't it? But then...
It's guns, isn't it?
Some of these greebles are getting used for the modification on Insane Blade. And others are going to be used on the build we cannot mention yet. You know the one I mean?
I know the one you mean.
Our slightly eccentric, nutty build on the Monday streams.
Oh,
so I think I'll be good and keep
Boring.
it. No, because it has got extras on it.
I know.
But I want them extras utilised.
You have put that turret on the front, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's got bolts and it's got extra bits and got an extra dude and yeah.
You're an extra dude.
So I'm happy with that. So I can literally just do I can just do my final fettles. And then that's it. And says, hi guys, signing off here for tonight. Great stream and interaction. Thanks also for other followers. Got to go. Have a great evening. Thank you very much, Han. If you want to follow me and Fox as well, if you have a look in the description, you'll see links to our own YouTube channels and streams in there as well, mate. So thank you for joining. And you can see all our content from them links, mate.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very, very gladly.
Yes. I've still got my sponsons to make yet and all that stuff.
Sponsons.
I've got lots to do. I'm
full of sponsons.
I won't be painting mine for a couple of weeks, I don't think.
It's all right. It's no rush.
No, I know. I don't mind that. I'm getting slower in my old age.
There's no rush, because you can tell me all the things I'm doing wrong when I start painting it, because I can't remember anything I did on the Lehman Russ, so I've got to sit and watch that sometime just to remember how I did things.
I won't tell you if you're doing anything wrong at all, because it's your tank. You can do with it as you wish.
Yeah, I was going to paint it polka dots. Polka dots with glitter.
That was, well, polka dots was a real thing in World War II for aircraft. So, there you go. There were polka dot camouflage patterns. I think you should do it all in zebra stripes, and then get your green stuff and make a massive, great big pimp hat.
Don't worry about you.
I think that would be the correct thing to do, don't you?
Oh, mate, I've done worse.
And make a little Arduino board so that when you press the button, it goes.
Bow, bow, bow.
I don't know where we're going with that, but I should just stop now.
Yeah, but you know now I want to make a soundboard going boom, chaka wow wow.
Oh, God, we're idiots. This is how the idea for Monday started, with nonsense.
Yeah, I've kind of got an idea to put a soundboard in that as well.
Oh, really?
I can't say anything because it'll give the game away as to what it's going to be. But I do have a tendency or an inkling to get an Arduino out and play with something. But,
get your Arduino out for the girls.
Get the Arduino out. Yeah. Damn, people are going to disown us too. They really are.
Yeah. So you're breaking scale with your secret thing, aren't you? You're not sticking to what it actually is. You're going completely off-piste with it.
I wouldn't even know what scale it is, to be honest with you.
Well, scale is the... I can't say anything without giving anything away.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not adhering, you're not really keeping it as what it is, you're doing something completely different.
No, that's right.
I'm just doing a paint job, really.
I am going to be employing the 3D printer. So what I print will be in scale to the vehicle.
Vehicle? You get up.
But not necessarily in scale to the genre. But then it could be a massive one that could be without giving it away.
You're a massive one.
Oh, bit of Donald Duck for you there, folks.
What was that? Is this Festa makes weird noises that don't sound like human body part noises again?
That was me sneezing, mate. Do you remember I said to you, I snore and it sounds like a kazoo?
Yeah.
That's what a sneeze sounds like through my nostrils, mate.
So, like, you've got a trump like a squeaky boom arm.
Yeah. I'm falling apart.
Me that. I don't know. I think they're pretty good improvements.
I'm not safe to be. Cole's Bounceoid looks like it could use a Viagra or Callus. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit droopy, isn't it, Retro? I haven't attached the gum because I want to paint it all and that, but it's going to get magnetised, so it'll be like that. But it's a bit, it's a bit, isn't it? Would it be better if I put it like that on the side or just to one side? Is that better?
What are we looking at?
My gun. It's a bit, bit brewer's droop, isn't it?
Yeah, it won't be. Not when it's finished.
You know, but it's just I want to put magnet in there and under there so that it's in place.
There you go. What do you think to my makeshift lid for my Stubbers ammo case?
Proud of you, soldier.
I don't know how it's actually staying on there because it's just literally sponged on with a little bit of glue and there's no...
Yeah, but it'll do. It's on there.
Normally you glue something on like that, it just goes...
See, I was lucky. Mine had one on it.
Well, so did mine until it snapped off at some point.
But then that gets me back for having that bit missing on my other one, doesn't it? So
yeah, that's true. That's true. I did have it on mine, didn't I? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you checked, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I did.
See that when that goes on, that'll hold the gun in place anyway. So look, it won't be droop. Oh, it might not need a magnet. Oh, Sandy, yeah, because that'll hold it. Yeah, so yeah.
Well, it depends if you want to be able to remove it for shipping or just leave it on.
But this will be glued to the top of the gun, so it's one unit like that.
All right, I got you.
Are you with me? Yeah,
I understand.
So I'll only have to put one magnet at the bottom, then think at the back there, and it will be enough to hold that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
or even just a couple of shims of plastic card to raise it up a little bit. Oh, it's got the whole. That's true.
Yeah, but
like
once
magnets,
that's on,
don't you?
it holds it in place anyway. So I don't want to overcomplicate it. I mean, bloody hell, it's not that hard.
Now, can I just point out? I don't know why I find this so satisfying. Right, this is the turret. I don't know why I find this so satisfying, but look, this bit just. I don't know why that is eminently it just makes it like a tank. I don't even know why that's there because that's never used for anything. So
Yeah, it's just a clicky thing, isn't it? It's just
well, it's like a
but perhaps
gun
not
port,
everyone wants to put the stowage on. See, so you never know.
Well, don't know. I mean, I don't know what that's for because it's not used anywhere.
I'd put a barrel on it. It's a big laser cannon. It's a shark with a laser.
Well, I think it is actually a gun port, but I've never seen it used anywhere. But yes, I just find that incredibly satisfying because now it looks like a proper tank with the big stowage bins. That's proper tankness, that is.
Yeah, I can see down your barrel then.
Beep.
That's
You see down
that's
my
up
barrel?
there with the large pink straw, that is.
Steady now. I've not used the large pink straw for a while.
Yeah, and large pink
It's
straw.
been a while since I've had that in my hands.
Now, I don't want to glue my exhausts on. I want to paint the iris of the tank and prime it all first.
Thank you, Harris. Can we do it?
Trouble is, did we have issues? No, we
What are you
didn't
doing?
with the
What-
Lehman Russ exhausts, did we? They was glued on and we managed to paint them okay. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know
you
if to
paint
glue
them.
my exhausts on yet or not.
Yeah, get glue 'em on. They're fine. They're just going to be rusty colour anyway, so in
Yeah,
most cases.
I was just looking at the iris on there thinking, would they interfere with painting its rump? This bit.
Oh, you mean if you're doing like a funky camo scheme and stuff?
Yeah.
And you want it to... no, you can get them behind it. And you can also cunningly, if you're doing a camo scheme, do the camo scheme in such a way that you don't need to paint behind them.
Yeah, I just
If you
want to
need
make
to.
sure that
I'd build them all and not stick them on and see what you think.
Yeah, that's what I've done. I've built them all and not stuck them on, but...
Okay, well, that's good then, because you built them all, but you're not stuck them on, so...
No, that's it. I'll tell you what I've got to do. I've got to fill them 2 ejector pin marks in because they're sticking out like a blind cobbler's thumb, mate.
Ooh, where are those?
On there.
I don't know if that's actually a seating for the exhaust, is it?
No, it's
Is that what I
not.
think the exhaust goes into?
No, because I've just done a dry fit on it, mate.
Ah. Are they still visible?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I've not done my exhaust yet.
Just. Do you know something? I could put a bit of
Bit of
dust
plastic
around
card
it.
to make an armour plate.
No, I don't want to faff around like that. It's too much faff. No, that'll work. A little bit of dust and detritus around it. Yeah.
Anybody? No dust. Anybody? No dust.
Decision made. They're going on.
Da, 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 da. I've never had a problem.
No,
Worst comes to worst,
I
you can
glued
just...
them on in the Insane Blade, so...
Yeah, worst comes to worst, you just make sure the camouflage doesn't have to go behind the exhaust for any reason.
Yeah.
In a cunning way.
Yeah, with loads of dirt and detritus, it's easy. Done.
You control your camouflage. Gentlemen, control your camouflage.
Yeah, at least I know they're done, and yeah, because it's like anything, I've often been asked this as to why most Warhammer builds get fully assembled. It's because there's nothing worse than trying to glue something on a really decent paint job.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it just doesn't work, does it? Last thing you want to do is get glue running anywhere that, yeah.
Well, the thing is, especially with tanks, if you look at most armour builders, most tank kits are mostly fully assembled before they're painted anyway.
Yes.
And with a lot of vehicle kits, you'll find that builders who don't do Warhammer stuff, but armour builders, they'll tend to fully build them, especially for tanks.
Yeah.
But that kind of thing, it's because it's not because they're a Warhammer model. It's just because it's mostly brush painting anyway for most people, but they're designed in such a way that sub-assemblies can be minimal.
Yeah.
But with like the Baneblade, because like any other tank, you look at most armour, they build the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or most of it.
I mean, we've got the
little sub-assemblies
turrets
here, but-
removable and things like that, and the guns will be magnetised, but that's purely because we know we've got to ship these from where we live to the other end of the country, so...
Yeah.
Our postal service, the minute they see something with fragile, let's have a game of rugby with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Need to put a handle on that, don't I?
Fragile isn't a deterrent in the UK; it's an incentive.
Yep. Well, it's because it's Italian. They don't know what it means. Fragile. They don't know what that word means. But
And
that's fine. I don't know what that is. I'll ignore it.
having worked at a Royal Mail depot, you see a different side, and you're like, yeah.
Remind me never to post anything ever again.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look, fragile, drop kick. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then again, compare it to the options, other options, it's like, well, lesser of two evils, I suppose.
Yeah, all I'll say to you is every.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I somehow feel a lot better. Yeah. See, so we got that to go on there. Get your turrets here. Oh, mate, yeah. Let's bung that on there. These are only getting dry fitted. It's just I'm at that stage.
I actually completely forgot.
Yeah.
There's two other completely different stubbers in this kit, and I could use one of them instead. It would have looked much better. Oh, well.
Oh, there you go, mate. You've got options.
Actually, I could do anyway, because it goes on the same pintle. Where's that supposed to go? Hey, wait, what? Hey, ooh.
These are really strange noises emanating from Fox here, and I'm getting
I'm like Phil Hardin digging someone up.
Tony, you want to get in my trench? I cleaned that up, didn't I?
You did. No, I've just noticed now, if you look at the...
That'll then go on there. I don't like that.
Do. Which tank does it go with? Oh, no, it's one of the side mounting ones. No,
though, that is going up in the battle box. That'll sit like that.
No, it's not going to work, that.
And then I've got me bullets.
No, they won't work.
Yeah. Okay.
They're the big guns.
And then the ladder is the only other thing to go on. So that is pretty much ready for primer. Get in.
Get in, my son. Yes, it's the big side guns that go on the Stormlord? Doomhammer. No, yeah, Doomhammer, I think. But they're too big to go on the turret.
Yeah, I was looking at them earlier because I think the Harris is a bit naked. And I was going to slap them on there. Because this is just a cover that sits on the recess. But they wouldn't go with the vents, and I want to keep it as pretty much to the variant I'm building, which is the Shadow Sword.
Shadow Sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Doomhammer's like the open platform at the back, isn't it?
Doomhammer's got the open platform with the Stormlord is the guns I was going to use that sit on that little cubbyhole, but on this one, that's actually covered with the vents and that, and I'm like, yeah, I want to leave it playable if pretty much it's that variant is what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
Just so that people could see the different things. If I do an insane blade, they're not going to know what's legit and what isn't. And
none of it's legit. It's an insane blade.
Yeah, no, we're doing variants, aren't we? So
I know. So, although I
don't know why anyone would want to put the turrets at the front. It really annoys me when I look at the pictures.
What, the sponsons?
Yeah, seeing the sponsons at the front. I think it looks a bit...
It doesn't
look right, does it? I mean, look.
Or in the middle, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's so much better.
Yeah, well, it's like the new tank that's come out, the Rogel Dawn. The sponsors are at the front, and it's like,
yes, that would have to get scratch built. Got to add that to the list because that's a future build we're going to do, isn't it? The Rogel Dawn or whatever it's called.
Rogel Dawn, made to make your mouth water.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can add one of these blast plates from one of the bigger stubbers onto the one that's on the turret then, just to give it some, because I like the blast plate. I've done it before. I've used one of these big ones on my Deathcore version of this tank. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did.
Have I got anything else that I can add to it? Just... I'm happy with that. Yeah, it's got that added to it. That's all good. It's got its barrels, it's got its straps, it's
got all its barrels.
It's got its mud flaps on the front, or mud guards.
Are you doing a strap on the other fuel barrels, or are you leaving it on just one?
I'm doing one with a strap and one without, because I can.
Yeah, I think it looks quite good with it on just one. It's like a makeshift field repair, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it looks quite good with just on one.
Yeah, it's been shot. Yeah, it's been shot in the rump there. And then,
Rump shot?
yeah, the top clamp or the bottom clamp might be damaged, so they've had to put a strap round it.
You're a top clamp.
So, yeah, I know. I like a bit of top clamp. Better than a bit of bottom clamp.
Steady now.
Yeah, see what I did
Top
there.
clamp. Bam.
Said that, yeah. Top clamp and offers a dribble.
Offers a dribble.
Okay.
Offers a dribble.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's not overdone. It's not underdone. It's got additional gunnage. Yeah.
It's just done.
It's got the Rupert pointing to his geezer going, I am pointing over there. All right, mate.
Or you'd be pointing in that direction, Oiby.
Yeah, it's got his sponsons. Happy.
I'd be pointing where you need to be shooting and that, innit? All right.
I've not been built to standy-uppy bloke, because I don't see the point of that, unless he's stood on the back, but... Yeah,
no,
you know.
In gameplay, he's the option of either have him in the turret or stood up. I just built him anyway as a force of habit, but
so
he's up. Yeah, if you build him stood up, you don't have him in the turret.
Yeah, it's like. Excuse me.
I'm going to do some kit. Some modding. Look, this is the bullet, the shield thing for the big heavy stubbers.
Oh, you're clever.
It's not designed for one of these.
Mm.
But I can snicked it onto there, but I have to get these little side pieces cut off because it won't fit with the ammo bin. So if I snicked that off,
oh, you're stealing my Festa kit basher. You're becoming Foxx the kit basher.
Well, I need to clean it up, but the idea is that this will now fit on there. It'll fit further back because it'll just about lock into place.
Mate, a measure.
It would sit further forward with those bits on, but then it's just fiddling around. So I want it to have like a blast shield. So
yeah, it needs it.
I'd like to thank. You've taught me well, my friend.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
Yeah,
I like it that much. I might nick that idea.
It's not supposed to have this one on this gun, but when I made my Deathcore of Krieg Baneblade, that had a different stubber for the turret, and it came with a blast shield.
Mm.
So I'm like, you know what? I want a shield on this one. It's not supposed to have one, but I don't care.
Does make it look better.
It's my tank. I'll do with it as I please.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And I will, as is my way for eModels builds, ever since I did the Millennium Falcon, I have decided that every time I build a model for eModels, it will somewhere have a Hello Kitty decal on it.
Yeah.
There will be a Hello Kitty decal on this model somewhere.
Buried in the, yeah.
In fact, I might do that on every model I build from now on. That was my original plan, I think.
Yeah, all mine have a little bit of raggy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have done a Hello Kitty Lehman Rust completely, but I think going forward I should have at least one Hello Kitty decal.
I do like eggs on a kit. You know, have a little egg. You know, I like that idea. I'm going to steal that. Don't mind if I steal your idea for that gun, dear.
No, go for it. There is actually a Hello Kitty decal on my big Perfect Grey Millennium Falcon, but as it's downstairs and not in the eModels store, nobody's found that yet.
I like to put eggs in builds, things that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
You know, my World War One diagram, there's a guy there reading the paper, Freddie Starrett, my hamster.
Yep.
And it's like World War One.
In every single one of my builds, there's at least one thing that shouldn't be there, and that's my blood.
Yeah.
Because I'm rubbish and I'm stabbity.
Yeah. You've got to do these things.
Fit. It's not a perfect fit, but it does just about sort of fit.
Does?
I'm trying to put this on right without pinging off the ammo tin and the other bits that I stuck on.
Yeah, because it's a little bit, yeah.
Da-ba-dee-doo-be-doo-doo-doo, but it just about fits. Like a glove.
Like a glove.
And there's a big nub there that didn't cut off, you spoon.
Oh, you nub.
Nubula.
You're made
Because
of
without
nubs.
those bits on the side cut off, it doesn't fit very well, and you have to do wobbles around. You can't push it back far enough.
So have we had any thoughts on what we're going to ask these lovely folks?
I think we need to ask them something that can't just be guessed by reading the comments already on the video.
Absolutely.
So people have to actually watch the video. I don't know what that means.
Exactly, because the minute someone types it in, the people are going to know, aren't they, what the answer is? So.
Yeah.
Or do we just, decisions.
Let's have a think. I know it's not my strong point, but...
Yeah, you go careful, soldier.
Yeah, I've got to moderate this thinking. I can't do too much of it every day.
Yeah, I'm actually getting worried about you now because you're at risk of developing extra brain folds, mate.
I know I've got enough folds in my brain as it is.
You're made of folds. If it gets
in my foldy, it'll be like it's been in the bath for an hour.
Foldy.
Fold all the brain. Do. I honestly don't know.
No, it's one of them, innit?
Where's my turret? I've just had a sudden moment of panic and regret. Hang on. I need to quickly check something. Oh, yes. I suddenly panicked that actual blast shield would get in the way of the pintle, but it doesn't. I like that word, pintle. It's a good word.
You're pintle.
You're made of pintle.
I like being made of pintle.
You're a Ford pintle.
See what you did there. I like that.
See what I did there?
Yeah, don't do it again.
Okay. Okay, Mum, won't do that again. Sorry.
Yeah.
Soz.
I'll tell your mum. Behave. Or I'll tell your mother.
Don't tell me, Mum.
Yeah.
Do.
That used to be the thing if the dreaded local Bobby said, "Oh, behave yourself or I'll tell your mum," and you used to always cockily say to him, "You don't know my mum," and they would reel off her name and house number, and you're like, "Damn it, he does." Yeah.
Like, oh no, I'm in trouble now.
It's like, damn.
I'm so in trouble.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. I'm thinking we should ask them like something of their opinion, like
what you're thinking now, isn't it?
I know, and everything slows down when that happens.
I know, I see your lights flickering in the background, mate.
Paul J. Lewis says, to have a Hello Kitty decal, folks, you must have a sheet of said decals. Yes? If so, why do you have a sheet of said decals? I can show you why I have a set of said decals. Give me 1 second.
Believe you me, PJ, he does have a sheet of said decals.
I have 2 sheets of said decals because for our very good friend George Gabriel, who comes in chat every now and then, I made that a Hello Kitty Lehman Russ.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got his name on the back, Geo. Hello Kitty. And the tank commander is in the colours of the Shanghai Dragons, which is his whatever that game is. I can't remember what it's called now. Overwatch. The team he supports in Overwatch. And it was a gift for him. It was a gift I was going to send to him. So he's got a Hello Kitty. He's got a GB sticker on the back because he's an honorary Brit. And he's got Hello Kitty decals on it.
He's over here now at the moment, George, isn't he?
He's on his way. He's on a flight tonight, apparently. He's coming for the Warhammer Fest. So at some point I need to send this to him.
Yeah, it's a shame you could have sent it to Chris and he could have took it back with him.
Hello Kitty Lazy. Well, you don't know how much you don't want to stick in this and carry on luggage. It'd probably be a bad idea. So I'll pack it properly and send it to him. I've got other stuff to send him. I've got like the entire half of that part work set to send to him as well. So that's why I've got a sheet of Hello Kitty decals.
Happy days.
My gun fell off.
Yes. Yes, he's that man, PJ. He's got a sheet of Hello Kitty decals.
I can't remember why it came up in conversation, but yes, something to do with George and Hello Kitty. So I think it when George was going through some tough times, and I think we were doing stuff just to cheer him up. And I've just realised as well, I made that little lid for the ammo can out of plastic card.
Yeah,
I could have made it out of the bit of the blast shield that I cut off because it's exactly the right shape inside. Right, so I'm not going to glue that gun on the turret yet because it's too fragile. On the turret.
PJ says that makes perfect sense. Fox, carry on.
Yep. You have to watch these pintles on the turrets because they tend to, if you don't leave it for like good 2 or 3 days to fully set,
You stick the gun on there and you'll snap it off. It's a real delicate joint. You're a delicate joint.
I like being made of delicate joints.
Have I put that actual thing on backwards?
Oh, no. Tell me no.
Have I put it on back? No, the periscope. Oh, no, I've done it right.
Because I will mock you.
No, the periscope on the turret, on the... I thought I put it on backwards. But I did not. Right, so we've got the spotlight built, ready for paint. Got the stubber built. That's paintable in the future. I'll need to magnetise my aerials, won't I suppose? That'll take a while. In fact, that's actually going to be a problem, because I should have done that before I glued all that together, you spoon. Oh, well, never mind.
You've been special again.
Well, I could have put a magnet inside there. But
Yeah, but you've only got to put a little bit of extra fin on it and it'll pop straight back off. Unless you've used half a bottle on it, of course.
Yeah, I've used half a bottle. You know what I'm like. It's fine. I'll figure out a way. Don't worry. Fox will find a way. Right. So. Oh, we need a handle. I got a handle out. Where did I put it? Handle. Did I actually cut the handle out, or did I not?
Yeah.
I can put these handles on. Handles. Handles for tanks. Tank handles. What? Handles.
Paul D. Tommaso says, just looked at the Fox Mobile, a small blue 4-door car with sharp mouth painted on the sides. Also comes with rust spots and a sticker on the back. Yeah, they're hand-painted rust spots, mate.
The whole car, yeah, pretty much.
He weathered his whole car.
Yeah, I actually used Humbrol Mascol. Believe it or not. Please don't give the address out if you found it. Yeah. No, we had access to a body shop. There's a video on the channel, how to paint a rat rod in 4 days. We had access to a body shop and all the kit we needed. And we had some Volkswagen Gulf Blue and some Audi Ipanema Brown and a whole mess of Humbrol Mascol.
And what a fun-filled weekend it was of sheer shenanigans and madness.
And then I fell out with the guy who was my boss. And basically I got a free paint job out of it. Woo-hoo.
Free always works well.
Yeah. And I haven't washed it since I painted it, or since we painted it.
Really?
2 reasons. One, it's meant to be a scruffy rat rod.
Yeah, you used acrylic paint. You can't get it wet.
No, it's got proper, proper lacquer on it and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's acrylic paint, but it is actually acrylic paint. But but that's the one. The main reason is that when my former boss / friend did the clear coat, like a spoon, he didn't fully mix it for the first coat.
Oh, right, yeah.
So one half is matte, as it should be, and one half is slightly shiny.
No.
Right down the middle, dividing line.
Oh, what?
Because it's supposed to be matte. And I was like, oh, and he screwed up and he didn't mix it. And I'm like, oh, he said, well, it's kind of tough now. I'm not going to redo it. I was like, I can't really say anything because it's free. So.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just had to let it get a natural patina of...
Patina-ness.
Yeah. It wasn't super shiny, but it was just like, because matte clear coat is just normal clear coat with matting agent. So
yeah, that's right.
Like any matte product, it's not actually different. It's just the normal
no.
stuff with. But I was surprised to find that car paints are water-based. Some of them. More than Gulf Blue is, anyway.
Lord Barkley says body shop as in hand cream and shampoos. Yeah.
No, as in car body shop. The funny thing was, right, to do the paint chips, what I did was basically ping the handle across the bench. Was literally paint the whole car Ipanema brown, get that down.
Yeah.
It's a shiny gloss colour. Then go over it with the Mascol to make the chips, and then we went over it with the Gulf Blue, and then we took all the Mascol off, and then
because the Ipanema Brown is a lacquer, but the Gulf Blue is acrylic.
Yeah.
I could just take some Scotch Brite and gently buff like panel edges and round the rust patch. All the rust patches were nice and clear, so I just scruffed around them a little bit, and it softened all the edges and made them all faded and soft.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So where you get a rust patch that fades into the blue, it's because I've just very gently, like, Scotch Brighted it to soften the edges, to blend it a bit. So it really was just like modelling a model car, but just much bigger.
Yeah.
And for some of the rust streaks, it's just me scuffing downwards with the Scotch Brite to fade the blue paint, so you can see the brown underneath. Thank you very much. What are you eating?
Nothing. I'm putting my bits in a bag so that when I put it in the Baneblade, it don't rattle around and get damaged.
Colin's putting his bits in a bag.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you got the Asbo for?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right, I've put my handles on.
Yeah.
What time do you want to go to, dude? It's at midnight.
It's midnight, mate. So I think really, I'm pretty much,
You've been at the bench for 3 hours, haven't you?
So I need to be mindful of that.
Yes.
We need to come up with something for these wonderful folks to input so that they can win one of these spectacular Baneblade kits. Because
There you go then. Imagine you are in the 41st millennium. You're in the Imperial Guard and you're a tank commander. And you have your very own Baneblade. Baneblades, if they're venerable and they're really old and they've been successful in battle, they can be given a name. And we actually get a nameplate for this model with some decals. If you have your own Baneblade, you're a tank commander, and it's old and venerable, what would you call your Baneblade?
Yeah.
What do you reckon to that?
Yeah. What would your Baneblade name be? There you go. I did it in less words. Yeah.
Yeah. I like to set the story a bit, but
I know you do.
Yeah. What name would you have painted on the side? Keep it family friendly, of course, please, because it's going to be pulled next week.
Yeah.
But this way, hopefully, people won't just be able to look at the comments and know what to put. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what would your Baneblade be called if you were commanding one?
There you go, folks. So that is what you have to put in. Do it once this is uploaded, become a video. Leave a comment in there, and we'll pull the winner next week on next week's show.
I could have made it easier and say, if you win this Baneblade, what would you call it? That would be easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but this wouldn't be you. You like to use a million words.
I'm a storyteller.
Instead of 4. Yeah.
I'm a storyteller.
I know you are.
I'm a storyteller, and a story I shall tell. Doodle-doodle-doodle. Oh, God, children's ITV, but going back and down.
Yeah.
So there you go. Wait till the show's finished and stick a comment on. We will pull a comment at random next week.
We certainly shall.
That person will win a Baneblade kit of their own.
Yeah, don't forget, folks, you've got to be in it to win it. Give it a go. You never know. It could be you.
We don't want any of this. Well, I don't really want one. Doesn't matter. You can eat it. You can bury it in the garden. You can sell it. You can do what you want with it. It's yours if you win it.
PJ says, Colin, sorry to nag. Have you stood up in the last 3 hours? Yes, I was stood up for a bit earlier on, mate.
He has, yeah.
But this is why I'm wrapping the show now, because my allotted time is done for the day. So, yes, I have stood up, mate. I stood up earlier on because when Fox asked me something, I said I've stood up at the moment, mate.
Yes.
When I put you full screen, wasn't it?
Yep, it was.
So, yes, folks, this is now ready for primer. I've done all my fettling and finagling and put all my bolts and that on, and so
put your bolts on.
This is now ready to be primed. So when you next see this should all be one colour. So so bear that in mind. And how you got on with your
colours
one?
for Baneblade. I have. I've added lots of details to the turret. As you can see, I've got the gunner's turret there. I've done it closed, and we'll have the gun on the turret, but I've not done it yet. Put the handles on there. There's loads of little greebles to put on still yet. I've built my heavy stubber that goes on the turret with its blast shield that's not actually part of the main turret, but I wanted it to have a blast shield, so that will go on there. Also, the spotlight, which we'll keep separate for painting, so I can get my spotlight effect. I don't know if you saw the spotlight on that Lehman Rust. That's what that'll look like, hopefully, if I don't screw it up. And I think that's all I've done tonight. Little bits and bobs.
Oh no, scary!
Right, I've got me turrets on, and I can still see a bit of a mould seam, but we'll get that primed. And if it needs more sanding, we'll do more sanding.
Yeah,
it's starting to look a lot like Christmas.
It is, mate. Come along well.
I'll still be building next week though. So
that's right. Nothing wrong with that. It's not a race.
I mean, I might finish building it halfway through the stream, in which case I'll just be a chat dolly. But
yeah, but it's one of those, you know. I mean, you've had turret and all of that. You know, you've gone for a slightly more difficult build. Mine's very simple.
I have to say, as is the way, I don't know why this happens, right? I don't know why this happens, but it's done it again. We've both got the same kit, the same size, and yet yours looks bigger than mine. Your models always look like more massive and impressive than, I don't know why.
Well, you know, mate, we've survived. we've survived Bridgegate, haven't we?
Did you just do it? Well, yeah. You know what I mean.
You know
what can I say?
You know, what can I say?
What can I say? Never had a complaint.
This one's near and that one's far away. Yeah. On that note, big thanks to everyone that's come in. Don't forget, what would you call your Baneblade? Put the name underneath this video. Yep. And all the best. May the best person win and all of that lot. And we'll pull the winner next week, folks.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Yeah. So we'll see you then, peeps. So adios, amoebas.
Oh, don't forget, folks, there's no eModel show next Monday, is there? No.
No, there isn't. It's on your channel, mate.
Yeah, it's a Monday one, because the next eModel show is the 15th of May because of all the bank holidays and stuff. So
yeah, there you go. Good plug for your channel there, mate.
Well, no, I was just thinking because I didn't know if it was an eModel show or one of ours. So.
No, next one's on the 15th, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's saying thanks again. See you later, guys. Yeah, thanks a lot, folks. Don't forget, if you want one of these kits, links in the description. Feel free to pop over. Head over to eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop.
Oh, for all your model making needs.
Absolutely.
How many, Carl?
All of them, not some of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Not that many. Many.
All of them. Rightio, folks, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.
Adios, amoebas. Bye.